Before all that, our next guests have made headlines for their very hands-on role in the controversial new series Virgin Island.
As professional sex surrogates, Kat Slade and Andre Lazarus have been tasked with helping the show's participants overcome their intimacy issues.
But what sets them apart is just how far they're willing to go, which can include sleeping with their clients.
They're both joining us to reveal what really goes on behind closed doors. Good morning to you.
Thank you both so much for coming in.
Yes, thank you very much.
Thanks for having us.
It's so interesting because when you first start watching the show, you kind of watch it a little bit like that, behind your fingers. And what's so interesting is how you see all of the people on there just grow and flourish. What's been your feeling of the reaction of the show?
Yeah, it's been amazing to watch and to see all of that back. I think it can be hard to watch like intimacy and to see intimacy. But being able to see the progression of everybody is so amazing.
We had two of them come on the show, and it was really wonderful to see how they've grown and the difference that it has made clearly going on to the island. Andre, just explain a little bit what a sex surrogate is, what's involved in your jobs and your professions.
So surrogate partners or surrogate partner therapy is where we, as the surrogates, work with clients and also a licensed clinician therapist. And we work on varying intimacy issues, the education, and then by the end of it, the idea is that we're all working in tandem towards an end goal.
And you know, but what we see in the series so far and what we've seen and your experience with the virgins that come on the show is you are there essentially as a catalyst for them to be able to explore physicality in a way that is safe and sort of conducive to them learning about what it is that they can do and how they can do it. Is that
Absolutely.
Right?
So it's about consent. It's all about choice, making sure we're creating a safe container. But really, it's about them learning about themselves. And then when they're ready, whenever that might be, to go into a relationship, now they have education behind that.
And Kat, how did you get into this? Because it's not a typical job that, people would necessarily talk about.
They don't necessarily have it down the job centre, do
they?
Yeah. I mean, my background is in dance, and particularly like somatic dance and improvisational dance. And I found that those spaces had a lot of emphasis on like touch and sort of contained relationship. And I sort of was trying to find a way to incorporate therapy, but couldn't find the right thing. And then as soon as I found out this was a job, I was like, oh, that's my job. That's what I want to do.
My degree was in dance, and so I spent 3 years dancing with a lot, and it is a very physical, intimate form of art, isn't it, actually? And I can totally understand why, if that's something you've learned and you've loved, why you would want to be able to do that. And you can share, because the point is you're sharing your body with other people.
Yeah. And I think there's a lot, like, it's a very creative field, which I think people don't really think about it as, like, that way.
What do you mean by that?
Like, when you're working with somebody and you're in a session, we have a general toolbox, but sometimes you just have to kind of, like, see where they're at and see what they're feeling and come up with an exercise on the spot that will help them move through it. And I feel like there's a lot of similarities.
So, Andre, Kat came from a very artistic background. Yours was very different, and you've come through a very different route to where you were. What was your background?
Yeah, I already had varying years of intimacy work that I was doing, coaching people through relationship challenges and other intimacy experiences. And then when I found out about surrogate partner therapy, I was really excited because I believe that working with the body is just as important with working the mind. And this is an avenue in order to do that. So, yeah, I was really excited to actually dive in.
Yeah. It's hard for people on the outside sometimes looking in because so often intimacy involves emotion too. And it's an attraction. And
all the time.
Yeah.
Yes.
All the time.
So how do you differentiate and how do you keep things separate? Or do you, actually?
No, differentiate, like, emotions and the physical side of things. We don't try to keep them separate.
Right.
We really want all of that to be a part of the process. I mean, it wouldn't really help people to just learn the physical without, actually being in it emotionally.
Yeah.
So we welcome all of it.
But, Andre, isn't that exceptionally hard, though, to be able to do that? Like, as a human being, it must be really difficult to be able to do that.
I don't find it to be difficult for myself, but I definitely understand how it could be difficult. And that's what we do with these clients, is to show them that it's okay if there's challenges along the way. that we're all learning as we go. I learn as much from my clients as they learn from me. But sometimes we're not giving these tools in school, or our upbringings don't really give us enough guidance how to do it. It's just like expected you should know. So really, for what I find is that the more that we can actually form attachments with our clients, then the more they're prepared for the real world.
To Kat's point, intimacy does involve attraction. Right? It has to. Physically, there has to be something that happens to a man if it's going to go further as well. How do you manage that, Andre, if you've got a client that perhaps you aren't sexually attracted to, but wants to take that further?
Physically, I would say that as a man, like, we don't have to have all of our body parts working in order to form intimate connection, or in order to have physical intimacy be something that feels good in our body. That's a common misconception, that we're supposed to have that. And really what we can do is tune into our body and say, I'm enjoying touch, I'm enjoying hugging, I'm enjoying kissing, and that can be an intimate moment. And then that takes us out of our head, which allows the rest of our body to come online.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And so, Kat, who are your clients? Because obviously we see you with the young, I mean, they're all quite young, sort of mid-20s to early 30s on Virgin Island. What's the range and age of clients that you work with outside of the show?
Yeah, I work with a lot of young clients. I would say probably 25 to late 40s is the general age range I work with. I have some up to like late 60s. Really? But in general, that's the age range.
And what about your own personal relationships too? How do you handle those?
It's really easy. It's a job. It's part of my life, and the people in my life support me and understand how impactful this work is. And you get to see how impactful it is by watching this show.
Do you have
Without a doubt.
Do you have a partner?
I do.
You do have a partner. And what does your partner think about what it is that you do?
Absolutely supportive.
Yeah,
Yes.
Amazing. How about you, Kat? Is that a complication? Have you got a partner?
Yes, and I think it is a little bit more difficult for me. I think for me sometimes to have enough relational energy to go around can be a little bit challenging, and to know when to kind of fill the cup and when to give.
Yeah.
I think it can be a little difficult, but I mean, ultimately, you know, there's more flow than not.
Yeah, and I'd imagine as well, for some of the people with intimacy issues, and you give every part of yourself to them, they can form an attachment to you as well. How do you navigate the period when the exploration that you've been doing with them and the teaching you've been doing with them has to finish, and then they have to go on? Because I'd imagine that connection would be quite hard for them to break.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really important part of the process, and most relationships end, you know, and so learning how to have a conscious ending to a relationship is just another relationship skill. So we welcome the attachment, and then we work through that ending, and the sessions are always one with a surrogate partner and one with a therapist, and they'll continue with the therapist after they finish with us to integrate and generalize.
So it's done side by side?
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
And who do you think progressed the most out on Virgin Island? Who do you think... Because we saw the difference, didn't we? Even with Jordan and Taylor when they came on the show.
I don't believe I can pick one person.
Right.
Like, seeing everyone for the first time, coming onto the island, and then seeing them as they left, and you'll see the finale when we get there.
Yeah.
But everyone grew. I know that I also grew during the show.
Yeah.
What do you think is the most common misconception about surrogates?
The most common misconception would be that sex always has to be involved, or that sex is the main goal. And really, with surrogate partner therapy, it's all about connection, helping someone connect to themselves, connect to others. And while we can potentially get there with clients, there isn't like a goal, and the speed that we go and how far we go is client dependent. So it really is all about relationship building more than anything.
Well, having had Jordan and Taylor in on the studio, and obviously the show was filmed about a year ago, the difference in the two of them from what we saw from those first two episodes was dramatic.
Confidence, how they held
So you
themselves.
clearly have
It was brilliant.
helped
So
them
proud of both.
enormously. Thank you for coming in.
Thank you very
and
much.
sharing a
Thank
little
you.
bit of the story.
Oh, hello.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. Here now are Spirit and Missy, who definitely aren't one-trick ponies. They are therapy miniature Shetlands who visit schools, care homes and hospitals to boost people's moods.
That was certainly the case for 9-year-old Gracie, whose life changed for the better after meeting the pony. She's here now with her mum, Alice, alongside Spirit and Mrs. Owner, Jess. Good morning, guys.
Morning, everybody.
Hello there. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Lovely to see you, Jess. Let's start talking to you first of all. So your mum, first of all, rescued a Shetland pony.
Yes, her name was Amy.
Yeah.
And she was actually rescued off the back of a meat wagon. She'd had her foal ripped away from her. We lost her when she was 42 years old.
She reached a good age.
She did indeed. She had a very full life.
Yeah.
She was a typical Shetland, full of character.
Yes. So this was where your passion started, essentially.
Yes.
So what impact do you see the horses having on people?
So horses are really non-judgmental, and they just bring such joy. They just brighten up a room. Yeah. I mean, Grace, as soon as she sees Spirit, that's it. You know, her heart's melted, isn't it? Yeah.
One of the things as well, Jess, you explained that actually you were watching this morning, and that's where you got the idea to use the Shetlands and the miniature ponies that you had in this way.
Yes. So it was KL pony therapy with the guide horse Digby. I was watching, and it inspired me, as I'd had Bella, my little black Shetland at that time, wanted to share the love and the happiness that I could see it would bring to many others that couldn't have that accessibility.
Yeah, they're absolutely gorgeous. So can you tell us who have we got here?
So this is Spirit, the teddy bear.
Yes.
Who stole Grace's heart.
Yeah.
And this is Missy, the unicorn, who's also a little sassy pants.
Yes, and they're both very glittery.
They are.
Very stylish.
Yes, that's the magical unicorn, so coming out.
Look at
And
Gracie.
Gracie, you love Spirit, don't you?
Yes.
What do you like to do with Spirit?
I like to lead her and give her lots of hugs.
Lots of hugs and cuddles. Does she ever misbehave?
Yes.
What does she do when she misbehaves? Does she run around and get excited?
Not listen a little bit, maybe.
Does she try and walk off stage?
And Alice, good morning. You're
Morning.
Grace's mum.
Yes.
So tell me, how did Gracie first meet Teddy?
So we started going to, Jess was running Easter events, so she runs lots of events during the school holidays. So we started going to those, and we just noticed such a massive difference to Gracie. She'd been really struggling in mainstream school, and we were awaiting a specialist provision. And my husband has a very complex medical condition. He spends half the year in hospital. So Gracie has a really hard home life. I think things can be really upsetting for her. And she's just so happy every time she sees Spirit. She counts down the days till we go, and then she loves it. And then afterwards, she's so much happier and so much more settled after. So I think it's not just when she's with Spirit, it's the before and after as well. It just means so much to her.
And her experience with spending time with the ponies means that she's been able to get back to school?
Yes, so she's just started at a fantastic new school, and they have 2 therapy dogs.
They've got dogs as well.
Like Buddy, like our
Yeah.
Buddy.
Like our Buddy. So what are the dogs called, Gracie?
Snoopy and Rita.
And are they well behaved?
Yes.
Okay. And I think some of your friends from school are watching this morning, aren't they? So if you want to have a look at camera 2, you can say hello. There you go. They're all watching. It's extraordinary, Jess, seeing the difference in Gracie, hearing what Alice is saying about the difference it's made to her life. We've seen people talk about the difference that Buddy will make eventually when he's properly trained and he can go and be a part of a family with somebody who's dealing with complex needs as well. What's it like for you and everybody that works with you?
It's amazing. It's inspirational. And it's so heartwarming to watch and actually see the progress of everybody. Nothing else beats animal therapy to me.
No. Because you have other animals as well, don't you?
Yeah, so I've got the 4 therapy ponies. I've got therapy rabbits, therapy guinea pigs. We've got our star of the show is a little cockerel who cock-a-doodle-oos on command.
On command?
On command.
And you got the idea, actually, for this therapy from seeing the show.
Yeah.
From on here.
I think it's one of the things that I've been lucky enough to work with a few animal therapy groups, and I've seen footage of the Dinky Donkeys going into care homes, particularly. And you do that with your ponies, don't you?
Yes, so we go into care homes, we go to schools, educational settings, hospices. We do a lot with Acorns Children's Hospice. We volunteer for them. And one of the most special moments was actually a lady that I met in a care home that was really subdued, didn't socialise at all. And I found all about her history, that she was a jockey in her earlier years. The staff knew nothing of this.
Because she didn't talk to anybody.
She didn't talk to anybody. She'd got no family. So, you know, it was a different life for her after that. She really interacted with the home. We did regular visits.
To be able to access, and you'll be able to speak to this with regards to Gracie's experience, access the opportunity to communicate with people thanks to these animals is just so important, isn't it?
Yeah, Gracie's always really struggled with her speech and language, but she really enjoys reading to spirits, so that's really good practice for her and really educational. So it's just been amazing. She's just loves it.
We can see how proud she is. And Gracie, we're very proud of you as well. So we've got your little present that we thought you might quite like. Of some bits and pieces in here that you can take to school and you can show your friends at school. There's all sorts of things in here. Are you getting some more stuff?
Yes, and we've got all the bits and pieces to take to school so you can show all of your chums and your friends. And look, it's like a unicorn.
Yes.
So it is actually... There you go, darling.
Thank you.
We're so proud of you. You're doing such an amazing job.
That's
And you love it so much, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go, that's for you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Jess, thank you for bringing the horses in as well.
Yeah.
Thank you for having us. And,
That's no small mission, but it's lovely to have them in the studio. Really special. Makes us all feel very happy.
Thank
Oh,
you.
hello.
Thank
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
First guest today has been called the most inspiring man on social media.
For the past 20 years, personal trainer Javino McLean has dedicated his life to training those who've previously felt overlooked or unwanted in a gym.
This includes people with disabilities, long-term illnesses, or even conditions like dementia. And his inspirational workout videos have now won the hearts of millions around the world and gained him Hollywood fans like Michelle Pfeiffer.
3, 2, 1, go on. That's all you. And again, nearly there, babe. Go on now. I'm not doing it for you. Push it on. Keep going, Joshy. Keep going. Keep going. Get to it, get to it, get to it. Go on. One more. One more. One more. One more now. Go on. There you go.
Sitting in the Hall of Fame. And the world's gonna know your name.
Go on. Go on. There you go. Go on now. Come on now, Paul. Go on. Go on, get up. Keep coming. Go on, give me a cuddle. Cuddle party. Go on, keep coming. Control it. Control it, boy. Yes, that's it.
I can't watch them without wanting to cry. It's so inspirational.
I texted you last night talking about the one with Lucas crossing the road. I was literally floods of tears.
As he releases his debut book, You Are Not Your Limits, thrilled that Javino joins us alongside two of his very special clients, Amy Hodgkiss and Josh Goy. Morning, everybody.
Morning, guys.
Good morning.
So lovely to meet you all. Javino, congratulations, firstly, on the book.
Thank you, brother. Thank you.
It's a wonderful read. I discovered you, as you know, just randomly. You popped up on my algorithm and I was gripped from the first moment I saw one of your videos training up your incredibly inspiring clients. And I was hooked. And I've been hooked ever since. We've been mates since then for a long time. But I'm trying to sort of explain to somebody who maybe hasn't come across you where you found this passion for training and helping people. Because it's not just about being physically fit for you, is it?
It's about forever friendships, and these guys and my clients that I've trained over the years, I think muscle can go, Ben. I think muscles and aesthetics, you get to a certain age, that can go. But when you truly care for people and love people, that's what will last forever for me. And to me, just making sure people feel seen and valued and just appreciated, that to me is the magic.
And it all kind of started a little bit by accident. You'd always loved sport, you'd loved cricket, you'd done all that, but you spotted a chap in the park who was watching his family play cricket, and from across the field, you just felt that something wasn't quite right.
And I had no reason. I love telling the story of Ishmael, but I had no reason to go over. But there's something inside of me felt like I just needed to intervene. I seen that he wanted in. It reminded me of, you know, when you see Wimbledon and as the ball's going, people doing this.
Yeah.
And he was doing that with the ball in his wheelchair. And long story short, I went over and I just made sure that he got involved. And I brought his family into the group of cricket that I was already coaching a big cricket session. And I just made him bat. And I said, for 2 hours, you're going to bat. And I made a game of it where if he hit the ball, everyone fielding, it was like 24 people. Nothing happens. If he swings and he misses, everybody did one press-up or one burpee. And his wife gave me a hug that just meant everything. She didn't speak a word of English, but I knew exactly what that hug meant. And I knew that that was my calling. I don't know what made me go over, but I'm so glad that I did go over.
And that moment as well, Jovino, when you suddenly realised that there was this gentleman who was sitting in his wheelchair, enjoying watching the sport, but desperate to get more involved.
Yeah.
That was such a spark for you to go, there must be lots of people who feel excluded by exercise and sport because of physical issues or whatever. And actually, is there a way that you can make that accessible to them?
I think it's about treating people normal. It's about normality, Ben. I think it's the most powerful thing. And that's what my book is really about. It's about the power of normality and how the smallest acts of inclusion can change someone's life. And I think my work has allowed me to just be in a position where I'm just grateful, man. And I want people to just really absorb gratitude and just be really thankful for who they are and realise that they can do. When you watch these superstars do some of the stuff that they do, it instantly makes you go, I can do a lot more than what I thought I ever could.
Yeah.
And I think it makes people kind of realise that.
And from reading the book as well, it doesn't just improve people's fitness and strength. It means that people can get back their independence.
Of course it does, yeah.
You write in the book about Kira, about her being able to get in and out of the car now because you've trained her.
Yeah, definitely. I want him to live.
Yeah.
I think living life to the fullest is a gift that not everybody gets. And these wonderful people that I train, and I've trained for 20 years, I want them to enjoy life to the fullest. And sometimes there's certain things that we take for granted. The ability just to move, and it sounds silly, but getting in a car. I want these guys to experience the most magical things that life has to offer. And some of the magical things are the most simplest things.
One of the things I love, though, about watching your films as well is you don't give them an easy time.
No!
Amy, he works you really hard, doesn't he?
He definitely does. We don't know what we're doing when we get in the gym, but I'm telling you, we give it 110% all the time.
That's what you want to hear.
You got it.
Amy, how did you discover Jovino and what's he been able to help you with?
I discovered Jovino through TikTok. My friend actually sent me his videos, and I just knew that I had to get in with him. For me, personally, he's allowed me to be more independent, give me a lot more confidence back, because I never used to leave the house. So he definitely has given me so many opportunities that I'm so, so grateful for.
And Josh, he pushes you hard, but he makes you laugh too.
Oh, always, every time. Whether it's a joke or just by how outlandish the workout is, he always makes me laugh.
And how did you first meet each other?
I met him because, basically, because his health centre is just right down the road from me. My auntie told me about him, and then we got in touch, and this will always this will stay with me, this quote, because the first time I met him, he said, I don't care about what you can't do. I only care about what you can do. And that just set the standard going forward. I knew that I'd made the right choice, and here we are.
Here you are.
Josh just mentioned there, it's a health centre. You call it a health
health
centre.
centre.
And that's a really deliberate thing that you've
Of
done,
course,
isn't it?
a gym can be quite intimidating. It can be quite lonely, especially for people that are new to exercise. If you walk in the gym and you see stallions like Ben Shepherd doing his bicep curls and his jumps, it could be quite intimidating. So I wanted to create a place where you could walk in there and it's a place full of love, man. You could have them two doing some wheelchair exercise. It could have my mum doing some Pilates.
Yeah.
It could have me doing some deadlifts over there, somebody doing... Just a place where all different calibre of humans are exercising together, but we're all sharing the energy and the love of the place.
But what I love, Jovino, is that it's not somewhere, it's like not like an occupational therapy environment. It is a gym. There's hardcore people training there as well, in a community of people having a lot of fun. So people can come and be private members and pay, but you look after all of these members and you do it for free. You do it because you do it just because you know there's an important part of who you are and the difference it makes to them.
Of course, I've trained disabled people and disadvantaged people free for 23 years. And the reason being is we live in a world now where people chase money. If I train Josh or Amy and I take money off him, I'm training them for financial gain. I'm training them because I love them and I want them to live life. I want them to turn 50, 60, 70 and have memories, living their greatest life. If money comes into that conversation, it dilutes my care or my love for them. So as long as I live, I'll never take a penny off anybody disabled.
And some of the stuff you train the guys with is potentially life-saving as well,
Of course.
because of the restrictions that they have with their mobility. You're training them to cope if they fell or come out of their chair or something goes wrong. I think some of the footage we've got is remarkable. Amy, how do you feel now physically after working out with Jovino?
I feel like there's a lot that's changed, and it's all because of him. Like, when I started, I couldn't do half the things I can do now, and that's all because of Jovino.
Amazing. And how about you, Josh?
Well, I've seen a lot of improvement in both my in both my physical strength and my mental strength, because a lot of the stuff what he does with me is really hard. But now, because I've done so much over the years, I can go into it and think I can do this.
Yeah.
And you never thought you could run, right?
No, I mean...
Now he's legging it.
Yeah, that is still, that is one of the hardest things I've ever done. Like, I was exhausted after that.
This clip here of you running around the centre.
Legging it, look at him. Keep up now.
Yeah, that was hard work, but I'll tell you what, it's worth it because because then everybody can see that and think, I can do that as well.
Yeah, and Amy as well. And we're running out of time and we've got so much to talk about. You've gone global, all of you, because his videos are well known around the world. So you two and all the other clients are now superstars in your own right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. I can't believe it myself, and I'm so grateful for everybody's messages. It's just lovely from everybody around the world.
It's just brilliant.
You know what I love the most, sorry, before we go? I tell people all the time, you're beautiful, you're strong. As big brother, I'm supposed to say that, but now, because they're superstars in their own right, I can just say, I told you so. But you've got people from all around the world.
Which is exactly what big brothers do as well. So you listen to your big brother.
Yeah.
What a smashing human being, huh?
Amazing.
Absolutely. Your book, You Are Not Your Limits, by Jovino, is out now. You
Yes.
can go get it.
Buy me book, guys.
I also feel like this could be a movie.
You think?
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's make it.
Shall we make the movie?
You got the
Let's give
connections.
Michelle Pfeiffer a call, shall we?
Yes, Michelle Pfeiffer's one of your
give her a
fans, as she
call.
should be. Who would you think, Amy, who should play Jovino in the movie of his life?
I'd say Will Smith.
Will Smith would be bad.
Good choice.
He looks like him.
He looks like him, no, I don't.
And he's funny.
Yeah.
He's funny. And what The Rock? What about The Rock? Oh, no, not so sure about that.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you,
being
guys.
here.
Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Josh. Thank you, Amy. Lovely to see you. Thank you for coming on the show.
This is an incredible book. It's so inspiring. Can't recommend it
You'll
enough.
cry, for
You'll
sure.
cry,
and
I
you'll
cried.
laugh. Yeah,
You won't
you'll
cry
do the
about the
whole lot.
introduction. No, that's a little bit embarrassing. Jovino, lovely to see you. Thank you,
you,
Amy and
guys.
Josh, for coming
Hi,
in.
everyone.
Oh, hello. Lovely to
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
First, our guest sitting with us now is someone who's been breaking down barriers and challenging conventional beauty standards.
At just 3 foot 8 inches tall, 23-year-old Kate says she's the UK's smallest glamour model and is determined to prove that small is sexy.
So, as she continues to show that size doesn't matter, Kate Heller joins us now. Morning, Kate.
Morning.
Lovely to meet you this morning. So, look, talk us through why you initially decided to start your social media accounts and portraying fashion for people like yourself.
So it's quite clear that I grew up with achondroplasia and representation back in the day of the early 2000s. It wasn't there. So I decided to create a fashion account to showcase my outfits that I wore to sixth form at the time. It was so hard to create a different outfit each day. But yeah, I take an outfit of the day, as we call it nowadays, and post it every single day. And I found a lot of little people getting in touch to say thank you for creating that platform so they know where to get clothes from.
Yeah.
Because it's so hard to buy clothes as any woman, any man, let alone being 3 foot 8.
Yeah, yeah. And did you get some negative comments as well? Did you get people online not being quite so nice?
Yes, I did. I got loads of hate comments, but then the other side of it was that I often was sexualised by men.
Oh, really?
Even if I was wearing like a coat and trousers, and I mean like a big puffy coat and leggings or trousers, and my whole body's covered.
Yeah.
Or when I was posting bikini photos for body confidence, no other reason, I would get the same response. So no matter what you were wearing or what I was wearing, I would have been sexualised.
So was that part of the motivation for you to think, OK, so this is how I'm being viewed, I'm getting all this sort of attention, why don't I try and post things that are a bit more provocative as well?
Absolutely. I thought, why don't I just take risks by the head and tail and just do it? Because once you're online, there's no hiding yourself. Like, I'm going to be laughed at in the street, I'm going to be throwing comments up. So I thought, why don't I just
own it?
Go out there, own it, do it. And once I was getting this sort of attention, I stopped posting for a bit. And then Guy, my other half, suggested, why don't you make money from it? Why don't you monetize this? Get your confidence back up and create a platform. Go on OnlyFans. Go on Insta, post these more sort of lingerie-esque photos.
And what was your initial reaction when he said that to you? Actually, this is quite a good idea. I'm going to take my power back, and maybe, you know, the people who then get in touch are fans anyway.
I was actually quite nervous to begin with.
Yeah.
Because of the connotations that come with the site. Although anybody can put any content on there, from trains to makeup to what I do.
Right.
I held back. And then once I did it, it was the best thing I've ever done.
Why?
Because I'm taking that power back as a woman in today's age. I'm creating positivity for people with my body. My body's not often seen on magazines, in the media, especially in swim or sort of lingerie.
Yeah.
So let alone everywhere else.
Yeah.
And this is what people with dwarfism need to see too.
And also, of course, it's monetised. You're finally getting people that pay money regularly to see your content, whatever you're creating as well. How did that feel to suddenly be making money from it?
Incredible. I was a broke student at the time that I started, so to be able to earn my own money, it's not easy for me to go out and stack supermarket shelves, of course.
Yeah.
So to work from home and have those hours where I can work 3 hours a day, so we can have any job to a certain extent, but I like the time sort of freedom I have. So I can work 3 hours a day, go walk the dog, go and buy some clothes, go on adventures with Guy. We went to Scotland for 4 weeks because I can just work from my phone so easily. So yeah,
that's brilliant. And so what's the varying amounts that you get, and has it increased as you've been doing it? Is there even kind of more interest?
It varies so much I can't really say a figure.
Right, okay.
Sometimes it isn't as much as people think, because once you invest it back in, dresses, shoes, hair, makeup, nail appointments,
But you can make thousands of pounds a month.
Yes, you can.
So if you have a good month.
Yeah.
And equally, so your partner Guy, you've been together, is it 2 years?
2.5 years.
2.5 years you've been
3.
together now. And he helps you with the content as well, doesn't he?
Yeah, so he's a marine engineer, gets his hands dirty in an engine room on super yachts, and managed to teach himself how to market, how to take photos, how to do the Instagram algorithm in a matter of months, which took me 6 years to do.
And what do your family and friends think about it? Do you have a good reaction?
Yeah, they're so positive about it, and they're so pleased that I've managed to go out there and forge a career for myself and not have to worry about me, either financially or sort of worry about me still being at home. I moved out at 19.
Yeah.
So they love that and they're so supportive. Even my mum's got into latex now. She got
Really?
a latex skirt for her birthday. She's going to kill me for saying it. But, it is fabulous to see mum get into it too and to see her feel confident.
Yeah.
And the impact that you're having on your community as well must be really, really important for you.
It's massively important, especially for representation, especially growing up, because I didn't see that. When I got into my later teens,
Yeah.
when I wanted to start shopping for lingerie, I didn't see my body on these posters. So I think it's nice to give girls confidence in late teenage girls in their 19s sort of age to see that and to feel normalised.
And what's the future for you,
Yeah.
do you think, Kate?
For me, I'd absolutely love to do some more magazine work, some TV work. I'd love to work with some more brands. Yeah, just really get out there and make the most of what I'm doing whilst it's here.
That representation piece is huge now as well, isn't it?
It's if you can see it, you can be it, and it's inclusion. Yeah, it's brilliant.
And you feel safe doing it as well? There'll be people who will be concerned that, you know, with the advent of posting more provocative stuff, sometimes you can get unwanted attention as well. That doesn't concern you?
No, I'm in complete control of what I post because it's just myself doing it.
Yeah.
I know what I'm putting out there. I know sort of what I want to put out there, what will be seen, what will be saved or otherwise. So it's nice to have that freedom.
Well done.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for being here this morning and having a chat to us. Thanks, Kate.
Great to meet you, Kate.
you.
Oh,
Yeah,
hello.
nice to meet you.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
And two of the virgins, Jason and Taylor, are with us now this morning. We've been chatting about it already, haven't we? It looked like a gorgeous place, by the way.
It was stunning.
Absolutely beautiful. Taylor, so why did you choose to do it? Because, as Ben has said, it's a really brave move, actually.
Yeah, well, I saw it on TikTok, actually. There was a comedian kind of taking the mick out of it, and I was like, no way. So I looked into it and was like, oh, there's a show for virgins. And I was speaking to it with a colleague at work, and she was like, you should totally apply. And I said, no, but ended up looking at it and kind of treated the application process as a mini therapy session by itself and just really spilt my guts, thinking that I would never get called back.
Right.
And then they did contact me, and it was so fast. And then everything's kind of happening, and then you end up on the island and you're still like reeling, going, how did this happen? But yeah, it was kind of at the point where I felt like I'd tried everything and had kind of just gone, right, I'm too scared, just give up. And like this came as a really good opportunity for me.
Yeah.
So it was a mixture of bad experiences along the way and fear that had meant you'd got to the age of 30 and you hadn't had a chance to lose your virginity. And then it would become a bigger thing than it probably ever should have been.
Honestly, it gets bigger and bigger as you get older, especially because you start off as a teenager and like some people haven't, some people have. Then you get to your mid-20s and some people are like really weird about it. And then you get to your 30s and they're like, we've given up on you. Like they start making films about you. Then
And you'd almost given up on yourself as well. I mean, you said you'd kind of gone, well, that's it, I'm not...
I am happy with the way I am and I'm a full person without all of this. But it was such a shame that like it's just something that I didn't have that everyone else did.
Yeah. And Jason, you went in there, you seemed to have a real problem when you started to watch the show about intimacy and any form of touch, really.
I couldn't do any touching. The handshake, I didn't think a handshake was that hard, but intense.
You found it difficult? Why? Where did that come from?
I don't know, look, my family would never hug us.
Right.
Like, my granddad would give me like, I don't know, like, maybe like that, I can't do it, but like a handshake.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I can't do it myself. But I don't know, whenever someone's ever tried to hug me, I feel like, oh, I'm getting suffocated, I don't like that, and just don't touch me, keep a distance. Like social distancing, COVID was great for me. Do you know what I mean? It was great, I was like 6 feet, yeah, amazing. But I didn't want to always be like that. I wanted to one day meet a woman and be able to just like, not just a handshake, just like a hug and just feel great, but not just in a romantic way either, like just hugging my mum.
Because you didn't hug your mum, did you?
No.
And that you weren't a huggy family at all?
Not at all, but it was her 50th the other day, and hello, Mum. But no, so we hugged and it was great. And
how has she found that? Has she enjoyed being able to hug you as well and being able to share that?
She's still a bit on edge about hugging still, but she's still a lot older than me. Well, not a lot older, sorry. She'll kill me now. But But I feel like with hugging, she's set in her ways about not wanting to hug, but she has started hugging, and it's nice to see.
Makes a difference.
For me, it feels so great now. It feels so natural. Like, can I hug you?
Yeah.
So, like, what about consent as well?
Yeah.
You learnt that was drilled in.
But it was lovely actually to see even on the island, like you first of all put your hand on someone's knee and then hold their hand too, and the therapist seemed really kind too.
All the therapists, you can't knock them, even if you tried. They're so amazing. And we were definitely thrown in the deep end, but they were there to guide us, and they truly did guide us. And I can't spoil anything, but I know, 'cause I was there, but I know it's going to get a lot better, and some people are going to shock you. I can't say who, but it's going to shock you.
But it is an extraordinary thing, though, Taylor, because we watch you, and these are very personal, intimate things you're sharing. And even the slightest suggestion that someone's going to come close to you, you break down in tears. You were so emotionally sort of caught up in what was going on.
So I was like, I'm fine with hugging my friends and I'm very tactile with my friends and my family, but it was a case of, it was the act of being desired that made me really, it kind of put the fear in me, and I'd freeze up and I'd start feel like, you know, crying, obviously. But for me, I am quite an emotional person, and it was this kind of freeze in the headlights moment that I kept on running into, which was causing the issue. And it was constant. And then eventually, like, I ended up on the island, and they were like, I remember, I think there's a part in episode 2 where I cry in front of Tom, but before I started, she said to Tom, she went, Taylor might cry. And I was thinking, I'm not going to cry. He's just looking at me. And then he looked at me and I was like, ding. And it just started. So I was like...
And was Tom your surrogate?
No, Tom's one of the other islanders.
He's one of the other islanders.
Yeah.
Because you had one of the things I was fascinated by was the sex therapists that you've got there that are helping you with your intimacy. Some of them are surrogates. So some of them are there potentially to... Just explain what... Jason, maybe you can explain what the surrogates are there for.
Well, I didn't have a surrogate, but the surrogates, Kat and Andre, they're there for the more hands-on, the nitty-gritty, as
the physicality.
The physicality of it. And you'll definitely see what happens with that. But
so if you are prepared and confident enough to go forward with something more physical than
they're the ones that will do it.
The really intimate stuff, they are there for you to enable you to do that.
Yeah, they're there to
guide you through
you all the way through it and help you do it.
And help you so you know what you're doing and you can feel safe and you can feel confident. That's an extraordinary job, isn't it?
Well, it's better than... Because if you're in a situation where you're going to go home and then have to do this with a stranger, like, they're in a place where they're able to guide you through it, keep you safe, keep you calm, and take it in a really therapeutic place. It's not like hooking up with somebody on a night out. It's therapy, and it's all about taking you through the steps of intimacy and getting you to there.
I like actually how they discuss everything mentally and emotionally too, as well as just the physicality of everything. You just talked then about going home, because you recorded it, like a year ago or something like that?
Full year. We're on the anniversary.
So how has it been, like, since leaving the island? Because I think it's very easy to...
Yeah, when you're all there.
Yeah, and you're supported by, as I said, the therapists, I think, are great, and they seem to support you in every way that you need to. But to suddenly leave the island and then be popped back into your regular life with your families and your friends. Has it been since leaving the island, and have you been dating?
Do you want to go first?
Oh, well, thank you, ladies first. Well, I mean, for me, it was... Getting home was kind of like... For me, I know some people slid straight into it. It was kind of like hitting that brick wall all over again, because you get home and then you have to start putting it into practice. I have been on a couple of dates, but I've been so much more selective. Because for me, I was pushing myself to do things I was uncomfortable with in an attempt to try and, like, make myself do the thing. Whereas now I can do what I feel is best for me. And I feel like my dating life has been a lot more positive because of it. Not necessarily more fruitful, but but I feel like I'm not afraid to go on a date. I'm not afraid to make the first move. And that's something that it's given me that I didn't really have before. So that's really nice. Like, I can take that home with me.
That's fabulous. And
what about you?
Jason?
So mine's a bit different. Well, OK. So a couple of weeks ago, I asked someone out for the first time on a date.
Amazing.
I can't say who this person is, but you'll see her on TV. I'm not going to spoil who it is, but she's currently abroad, and I said, would you ever come back to the UK, have a drink, as a date? And she was saying, I don't know if I'll come back to the UK. So I said, is that a rejection? And she was like, don't be silly. Of course it's not a rejection. So I was like, yes. And I'm like, maybe I would have preferred it as a rejection, because what if she doesn't come back to the UK? But I'm glad I did it, because without the island, I would not have had the confidence. Like, short sleeves now, I would never have worn this ever. Like, I'm so more comfortable.
So you're more exposing yourself as well. It's amazing, isn't it? For a lot of people, they'll think that's a really simple thing, just putting a T-shirt on and getting your arms out in the sunshine. But actually, it was a really big deal for you, Jason.
It was.
This whole thing is a really big deal for all of you. You're so brave. It's fascinating.
Thank you.
Really, really engaging watch as well.
Yeah, it is.
You know.
And how much you've come on as people as well since the first show, because we've only watched the first one, haven't we? The first two. But you were like so confident and sparkly and
Thanks.
well done.
Oh, thank you. I'm not crying, which is a massive difference from the show.
Can I just say, I sat out that session because I had a sore throat, because I left the aircon on
This was the first one. You know what?
Yeah.
Yeah. But do you think you would have sat it out if you went back and did it now, even with the sore throat?
Maybe, maybe. But now, like, presently, not at all. I'll be proper in. I'll be like, yeah, man, wave it about, everything.
Thank you so much for coming on and chatting to us.
And good luck with the dating and the future exploits. Long may they be fruitful and exciting.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Virgin Island continues tonight, 9 o'clock on Channel 4. Oh, hello. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
Every woman's experience of childbirth is unique, but most women will experience pain.
But could 39-year-old Lavisa Dahl have found the key to relieving the pain without medication?
Lavisa believes having an orgasm during labour is the answer to a better birth, and she's talking from experience. She's here now to tell us more alongside midwife Marley Hall. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Very nice to meet you. Tell me, first of all, where this idea came from.
With orgasmic childbirth. You know, when I was pregnant with my first, I have 3 children, and then somebody recommended me the documentary Orgasmic Birth by Deborah Pascali-Bonaro. So I watched it with being super intrigued, super fascinated by this idea, seeing women have actually orgasm during birth. But I didn't think that would be possible for me.
Because
actually at the moment I had been in abusive relationships. I was still struggling with my sexuality, and kind of like I had met my husband and I was, you know, healing a lot. Yeah. But I was still sometimes struggling to orgasm in intercourse, and, you know, it was, so I didn't really think I could have that, but maybe somebody else. And I didn't. In my first birth, I didn't. I had a very beautiful home birth, 22 hours, so it was also challenging.
Wow.
Definitely, but it was very beautiful. I wouldn't call it orgasmic.
No. Right. So your first birth, even though you knew of the idea, you didn't feel quite ready. You didn't think that was going to happen. What about your second birth?
Well, my second birth, then I thought, well, what if? What if? So I started to investigate, like, how could I prepare myself? And I dove into certain topics. So I dove into embodiment, feminine embodiment, pleasure, relaxation, visualization, and surrender. So these were the 5 tools that I kind of used to make myself ready, to prepare myself.
And what happened during that second birth? Did you manage to do it?
I had like the most ecstatic birth. It was like, it's actually like hard to put words on it, but it felt like maybe like a cosmic orgasm or an energy orgasm, or like this totally ecstatic state where you're just one with everything, like a oneness experience.
But it wasn't strictly...
But it was no physical orgasm, no.
And this was all done without any sort of medication? You were doing it purely through stimulation and pleasure and...
Yeah, and in this particular, the second birth, I didn't use any like stimulation of intimate parts in this one. because actually my daughter was present. She was 3 at the moment.
Right.
So she was present together with my mother-in-law.
Right.
So,
and you don't necessarily want to be doing that in front of your mother-in-law?
Exactly. That could be a little bit intimidating, but she is lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the word.
But then the third time lucky, essentially, you had another child, and then this was your plan this time.
Yeah, and this time I thought, okay, I'm going to go all into the sexual aspect of it. So I was preparing more with sexual pleasure. In the second birth, I was preparing more with sensual pleasure, like scents and
candles.
and But this time I was preparing more with sexual pleasure.
And that involved your husband as well during the birth?
Yes, exactly. So he was doing some nipple stimulation, and I was stimulating my intimate parts, and it was we had spoken about that, of course, on beforehand as well. So I was basically using what science tells us, that if you focus on pleasurable sensations, you can reduce the perception of pain, because the focus of the brain shifts.
So because of the pleasure and the experience of that, you didn't notice that actually this was really painful?
Yeah, actually, I also have rephrased the word pain.
Right.
Because, and this is not to take away any woman's experience of labor as painful, but I think we have a lot to gain from looking at those sensations as intense sensations instead.
Marley, you're a midwife, so you deliver children all the time. Have you ever had anybody have an orgasm at birth?
Not that they've told me about.
Right, okay.
At the time. So I've never actually witnessed anybody experience an orgasm whilst I'm helping them have their baby.
Sure.
In the 16 years that I've been a midwife, I have had one or two mention it afterwards.
Right. Yeah.
When I visited them at home, perhaps, but they've been with somebody else, another midwife through their labour. But I think it's something that probably most people wouldn't disclose because there might be some shame around it, I guess. Interestingly enough, I actually did ask this morning on social media, and the response I had was from a midwife who said that she had experienced it herself.
Goodness me.
So I think when you ask the question, more and more people are going to come forward and say, oh, yeah, that happened to me.
So what about the process then? As a midwife, is it something that you could advocate? What do you make of what Louisa is saying?
Well, at the end of the day, what she's explaining is the increase in oxytocin, and that can help to reduce the perception of pain for some people. And more oxytocin actually helps with contractions as well. So a lot of NHS trusts, in their guidelines or their information for, let's say, induction of labour, for example, they might say, to kind of help to get things going a little bit, is to have sex ultimately.
Yes.
To help, with those hormones. They don't specifically talk about orgasmic birth, but, you can kind of see what they're saying.
Where it comes
Where it's coming from,
yeah,
and along those lines, because we know that oxytocin helps to helps the whole process, ultimately.
And surely to shift a woman's perception as well away from pain, because I think that that's such an important thing. If you go into something frightened, you're going to be frightened.
Yes, and you will tense, right?
Yeah.
So you will tense. And often also, when we think about pain, we relate it to something that is bad. But the sensations of birth, of the birth waves, of the contractions, they are not bad. They are actually helping you getting closer to your baby. So it's a totally different type of sensation, actually.
There will be lots of people watching that may think it's a bit distasteful, and may think it's inappropriate to be sort of behaving like this when you're having birth, giving birth.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot of, it's a taboo topic. I really think that we need to remember that birth is part of the female sexuality. Because in the same way as menstruation is, or menopause, giving birth is sexual. We give birth with our sexual organ. And yes, it can be controversial to say, you can use, you can stimulate the intimate parts in labor, but really the intimate parts are really already being stimulated. Because
it's been a very positive experience for you, hasn't it?
It's so interesting to talk to them both. Thank you so much for joining us
hello.
this morning.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning.
But before all that, new data has revealed that water pollution in England is at an all-time 10-year high, causing hundreds of wild swimmers to fall ill from serious infections.
It's a big issue. One woman who's deeply passionate about clean water is our next guest, 28-year-old Megan, who took a love for the environment to a whole new level. She is committed by marrying the River Avon.
How beautiful are those pictures?
Lovely,
there?
weren't they?
You in the water, yes. You heard that right. Her one-of-a-kind wedding was complete with a wedding dress, guests and vows. And Megan joins us now to tell us all about it. Hello, Megan.
Wish we could have come to this.
No, I wish I could have invited you. That would
Wish
have
we
been
knew
lovely.
you then. It was wonderful. Looks so nice.
So, firstly, you've got your husband with you right here.
Here's my darling.
There's Avon.
There he is.
Yeah, a little bit of a River Avon. Tell us about this wedding, because it sounds absolutely beautiful.
It was a really magical day. People say it's the best day of their lives, and it definitely was for me.
Was it the vows that you took? What was it that made everyone so emotional?
Well, I'm a writer, so I put a lot of thought into what I wanted to say. There was a film crew that were there. The shots that you just saw were from a documentary film, Rave On for the Avon, of which my wedding is the finale. So we knew that this story was going to keep being told beyond that day. But also, I had an incredible celebrant, a really old family friend of mine that has known my parents for a very long time. And she does funerals, mostly. And this was her first wedding. And she told me afterwards that she has never cried at any ceremony she's done before or since.
Aww.
But she cried on my wedding day.
That's so nice.
And it got all of us, you know, looking out into that audience, everyone was weeping.
Yeah.
I'd never been to a wedding before. And there I was in a dress.
You've never been to a wedding before?
I'd never been to a wedding.
How did you enjoy your own wedding?
It was great.
You
I
should do more weddings.
Well, I went to a couple last year and I love weddings.
Was it hard to organise? Were you bridezilla at all? I mean, how did the day go?
I don't think I was bridezilla. I hope I wasn't. Luckily, I had a lot of support. I've got a lot of very creative friends, you know.
The outfit's amazing.
The outfit, my mum helped me buy this dress from a charity shop. My friends from school, because, you know, I married the Avon, which is the Bristol River. So we wanted to do it in a kind of quirky Bristolian way.
Great. Have you taken your husband's name yet? Have you illegally taken the name?
I haven't done it legally because the paperwork seemed a bit long. But it's kind of my stage name because since the wedding I've been performing my poems a lot more and getting dressed up for morning telly.
And
so it's nice to have two names. You
Sorry
know?
to interrupt. How are you with him playing away?
Well, it's an open relationship.
It's an open relationship.
It's a very open relationship.
So when you see people swimming in there, you're like, hang on a second.
I love going to the
Get your
river.
dirty boats out of my man.
Luckily, I know I'm green right now, but I don't often get jealous. I love going to the river and seeing lots of people enjoying being near the river. And I've been on tour recently, and I've been swimming in a lot of other rivers.
Megan,
And I don't think that they're jealous either.
you've got a lovely vibe about you. You've got such lovely energy. And this came from a really serious place in all, didn't it? Because, I mean, how long have you been wild swimming? And did you grow up around the river?
So I grew up in Bristol, and I always thought the Avon was too dangerous to swim in, inaccessible, muddy, polluted.
Bad boy, you said.
A bad boy.
It's a bad boy. She's married a bad boy.
My parents said, stay away from that river. It's
Yeah.
a dirty bad boy.
Yeah.
And then I started swimming. Luckily, I've got family that live in Wales and Scotland, so we would swim. I didn't know it was called wild swimming back then.
Just swimming, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was
exactly.
Just swimming.
Same.
So I can't really remember when I first started swimming, I've just always been drawn to water. And I think we are all drawn to water in a way, because we're mostly water, aren't we?
Yes, we are.
We're over 50% water, and so's the world.
What's lovely is so many people cared. I mean, you got this wedding crowdfunded. I think you raised about £500 of it, spent £1,000 on it. So many people do care about our waterways. I mean, if we look at some of the statistics in 2024, 331 people had to see a doctor, and 79% were reported that the medical professionals had attributed that illness to sewage pollution. It's so sad, isn't it?
It's really sad, and it's not just an issue here, you know. I mean, we've got a fully privatised water system in the UK, one of the most expensive ones as well, and the water's still shoddy. And 50% of the world's population, 50% of hospital beds in the world right now are taken up by somebody suffering from an illness related to water contamination.
That is an incredible statistic.
It causes more deaths every year than all violence, including wars, you know? Water is an essential part of life. And I think just as it's a human right to have access to clean drinking water, I think it's a human right to have access to water that you can also swim in and be in, and for it to improve your mental and physical well-being.
And it's unbelievable, isn't it, the difference it makes?
Yeah, you said you have a relationship with the sea.
Yeah. I'm more of a salt guy,
Yeah.
so, but, you know, I respect the rivers, respect the fresh
Would you
water.
ever consider, you know, a little relationship?
I'm married already,
Getting
but
married?
I'm definitely cheating on my wife with Hampstead Ponds.
All the time.
To be fair...
Is that not going to sound... She's cool with it, though.
She does as well, yeah. So, but
There you
there
go.
is something about being in water. Doesn't matter if it's the winter or the summer. It's just something to sort. You come out and you're like, I'm ready for the day.
Yeah, it's transformative because you're entering a different element, aren't you?
What is the message that you want to get across to people out there who are watching today?
So I want to say that there's a lot to be scared about in the world right now, particularly with water pollution. And this campaign, there's a lot to be angry about because, you know, our bills are just going up and up. They Ofwat have given allowance for water companies to raise the bills by 30% every year. So there's a lot to be angry and scared about. But what we wanted to do with the wedding was to focus on love and joy and union and the strength that bringing people together through those joyful moments. Like, we don't have many ceremonies left in our human Western world right now, but we still have weddings. Yeah. Everyone loves a wedding. Yeah. So that's what we wanted to do. We want to give out a message of hope. And there's an empowerment. I think coming out of the water, you feel stronger. I didn't think I'd be sat on morning telly in a wedding dress, but the swimming in the river has given me the power to have a voice.
Megan, if people are watching this and they're like, well, I'm not really a swimmer, it's not even about swimming, it's about being, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's just about being in nature, being in, whether it's mountains or beaches or rivers. It is that notion of just, like, stillness and a reset. I think everyone...
And you just want it to be clean.
Yeah.
I mean, you just
Not much to ask,
want
is it?
clean waters.
What are you going to do for your next anniversary? Because talk about bad boy, last year you broke your leg.
I did, yeah. So
Naughty River Avon.
Well, I'm trying to work out what the message is there, but I've done 2 pilgrimages now, one to the source of the river and one to the mouth. I went to Avon Mouth for my
Where's the source?
The source is near Malmesbury kind of area. So you walk through a lot of private land because 97% of riverbanks are on private land. So we only have access to 3% of our rivers in England and Wales, which is wild.
Yeah,
luckily, with the Thames, you can walk all the way up and down it. There's footpaths, but there's not for the Avon. I was trying to go to the river for a swim and I slipped and I broke my leg. So access is really important. There's Right to Rome is an amazing campaign group and they've got an event coming up on Sunday, the 27th of this month. And because how are you supposed to build a relationship with something that you don't know? And how do you love something you don't know? And then how do you protect it? So, yeah, we need to work on ways to get to the water and build on this relationship and build this love.
Can I just say, the River Avon is very, very lucky. I think that River Avon's punching.
Oh, he is.
Gorgeous. You know what I mean?
But have you met my darling?
Yeah, but she's right.
I think we're quite well matched.
She's right. Thank you, Megan.
Yeah, I don't think I'm the first person to have fallen in love with the river, and I don't think I'll be the last, but I really hope that the rivers will still be alive and well in the future.
Thank you.
That's great. Thank you, Megan. You can see the documentary Rave on the River Avon, independent cinemas across the country. You've been brilliant. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Our first guest today managed to pull off the ultimate illusion and fooled some of the world's greatest magicians.
Now then, back in 1991, Sophie Lloyd became the first female member of the Magic Circle, despite only men being allowed to join at the time. Question is, how did she do it? By posing as a man during her audition.
Oh, wow. I haven't seen that yet. That's amazing. She managed to keep the Magic Circle fooled until she revealed her true identity and promptly got kicked out.
After vanishing without a trace, she disappeared for more than 30 years. Until now, we're delighted to say that Sophie is here to tell her story alongside the first female chair of the Magic Circle, Laura London. Good morning to both of you. It's lovely to have you here.
Morning.
Sophie, you're a hard person to track down.
Yes.
You went missing for 30... You didn't strictly go missing, of course, but you went missing for 30 years, and Laura has managed to drag you back in. I mean, Laura, it's an extraordinary story, this now. You are the first female chair of the Magic Circle. Can you explain, just in case anybody doesn't know, what the Magic Circle is and why it exists?
Well, of course. Well, the Magic Circle is a magic society that's been around since 1905. So, in fact, this year we're celebrating 120 years with lots of celebrations and events, which is amazing. I mean, but of course it's changed, it's evolved in all of these, the times that we've had over these decades, to a place now where we have this incredible building in the heart of London where magicians all come together, where every Monday they learn magic and come to see lectures and shows, and you can also come and see events. So it's a really special place. And I mean, it's always been a special place. We've got 1,800 members, with our latest being Sophie Lloyd, of course. And
I bet you
it's a place where magicians can learn magic and get together and share.
But getting into the Magic Circle isn't easy.
Really
it's
tough.
still very strict, isn't it? What are the criteria?
Well, it's incredibly hard. Of course, you have to do an exam in front of examiners. You perform magic. You are judged, or you are scored based on your presentation and skill. So you have to have both of those in spades to pass. And well, we know someone that managed to do that. So yeah, it's not an easy thing to get into. And and as a consequence of that, all the magicians that get together share really, really extraordinary magic.
Yeah. So, Sophie, how did you first get into magic, and what made you want to be a part of the Magic Circle?
Well, I came to London from Devon, where I was staying at the time, and I went to mime school in Hammersmith, and I met a magician who was there at the same time. And we got very, very friendly with each other. I mean, a dear friend. And she desperately wanted to get into the Magic Circle, but they just wouldn't let men in. Anyway.
Because it was only men allowed back then?
Yes, only men in the night. Yeah, only men. And so Jenny one day said to me, and this is not to do with this particular thing, she said to me, you know, I've got an idea. You could play, would you like to be my assistant?
Right.
And I thought, oh, yeah, that's good. I was a young actress, you know. Yeah. I thought, oh, you know, it was all dazzle then in the 80s and 90s. So I thought, yeah, I could do that, you know. I really thought,
Stars in your eyes.
Oh, I loved it. And she goes, oh, no, it doesn't work that way. Oh, no, I'm going to, no, men have women and women have men. You're going to be male. And I went, oh, okay.
And so you were disappointed about the idea of having to play a male character?
Yeah, I was actually. And so I went over initially to play Claude, not seriously. I had an island wig and we did show after show after show. Went on really well, took it all over London. And then she said to me, I've got the most wonderful idea. You could play my little boy. And I thought, oh, yeah, I could do that. It's easier to play a boy anyway. And so, small, etc. But we still had to do the pretense of getting a body made, you know, the foam body, you had plumpers in those days on braces to pull out your face, because I was in my 20s.
Yes, OK, yeah.
To look younger in a proper wig, not an island one this time, etc. Anyway, looked really, really good. And then we were doing a gig, and she took this boy everywhere. Went to Hippodrome, went to Stringfellas, even so much that we actually went to, and she said to me, you know, why don't we go to a children's agency and say how good you are? And I mean, it's a big one. And I went, oh, I don't know. Yeah, OK, let's go for it. And they totally loved it. The little boy did, he was 12, he did.
And they all thought you were a little boy?
Oh, yeah.
No one at any point?
Absolutely not.
So when did the idea to take Timmy Potter, I think was the name of the character, right? When was the idea to get Timmy Potter to audition for the Magic Circle?
Right, how it happened was, they actually took me on the books. And
the child's agency?
Yes, 3 weeks later, but obviously I didn't, couldn't do that because of no. But anyway, and then she was really impressed with that. That was it. She thought, wow, this is brilliant. So we did a gig. I was staying over one night, banged on my door and said, I've got the most amazing idea.
She had a lot of amazing ideas, didn't she?
And I went, oh, no, not another one. She said, you can play 18. And I said, well, there's no way I play 18. Come on, the voice, etc. No, you don't understand. I never understood anything. And so anyway, we can do this. After a lot of talking, I became Raymond.
Oh, so this was the alter ego that then went on to audition for the Magic Circle.
Yep.
So what did you actually have to do, and how long did you keep the subterfuge up for?
This is much more complicated because we took it really quite serious, this one. It took 18 months. We had to completely transform him from a child, back to the wig makers again. And we had an older wig made for an older child.
Yes.
You know, an 18-year-old for that era. We had to work on his kept the glasses, actually, didn't change that. But the plumpers had to be changed. And then on braces, a bit of plastic either side, and you put them on. But this had to be more elongated.
So it's significant. I mean, you're not just walking in and you're really going to town on the whole look and the feel. So how did you feel when you auditioned? Because getting into the Magic Circle, as we've just been discussing, is not easy.
No, it wasn't. And also we had to have a new body made because it had a more older body and I wore gloves.
And then to disguise your hands.
Yes, with a little boy, you didn't have to do that.
Does that make magic trickier, though, because you've got gloves on?
And what about your voice?
Well, that was it, you see. It was a silent act done to the entertainer, the piano rag music.
Of course, yeah, Scott Joplin.
Yeah, yes, that's right. I have that as a ringtone on my phone.
Still now?
Yeah, even now. Don't I? And, that was much harder. The actual... Jenny taught me for 18 months and she was amazing. It's all Jenny's idea.
Yeah.
I mean, and I have to say, I'm not, she was a brilliant magician. She worked with many top magicians.
She sounds like a proper mastermind as well.
She does. It was all Jenny's idea, yeah. And we did Jenny did the whole routine. She played my manager that went to she was brilliant, actually. It was a 20-minute routine. And you could either choose your own venue or you could do it at headquarters. And we thought, no, we do our own venue. And we performed in front of 200 people and 3 examiners.
Yes.
And it all went well.
Wow.
And you got in?
Yeah.
Well.
The laryngitis.
Oh, yeah. And it all went, we did a lot of sleight of magic and big pyrotechnics, which was my thing at the time. I love pyrotechnics. Couldn't do that now because you couldn't. But at the end, they just wanted us to... I didn't expect this. I just think they said, oh, hello, that was OK, let you know. Oh, no. Jenny said, oh, no, we've got to go out and talk to him. I said, I can't. She said, just do it, only be a few minutes, have a bad throat. And I went, oh, I was really bad throat. I'm really, really sorry about this. Anyway, he bought me a pint.
Amazing.
And it went on 1 hour and 3/4.
Chatting to him with a bad
level of
throat.
subterfuge.
So you've got in, you fooled them all, which must have been fabulous. But then when eventually they decided they were going to let in women and you explained finally you could reveal the fact you were a woman, what was their reaction?
That was disappointing. I mean, I wasn't too bothered, but Jenny was mortified. When she found out that women were actually being let in, she gave them actual... I don't know how she did it. I think it was just a telephone, actually, call. And she said to me the next day, well, that didn't go well. Anyway, we left it because she was so excited. She knew these people. A lot of them were her friends. And she said to them, she thought they were going, oh, you're so clever, Jenny, and all this, that, and the other. And it was so different. 3 days later, we got a letter to say, right, you're expelled. And she was so upset.
Oh.
And we went to a convention as me. I never went as me. I wore a blonde wig as Sophie and always went differently. And they snubbed her. But however, things have changed. We're going back 30 years ago.
Yeah.
It's so different.
Yeah. And now, Laura, things have changed. And now women can be let in.
Well, of course, yes, in 1991, they let women in. I was 8 years old when I fell in love with magic, but I'm very grateful to the fact that when I started discovering magic, women were allowed in. So I didn't really know any different. I can't imagine what it was like for someone like Jenny, who couldn't get in, who was going around doing extraordinary magic.
Yeah.
In fact, Jenny even performed at the headquarters in 1999 for the members on a members' night and got a letter, which I've seen, that says, thank you for such a brilliant show. The members loved it. So, yes, it's changed because I can't imagine what that was like being her. And now, though, we're such an inclusive, different place. I mean, I should say we actually snuck Sophie in before the big reveal on a members' night, and we put her in the corner, and when any members came over, we said, oh, meet our friend Raina. Nobody suspected a thing, which was amazing. Now, of course, it's very different. Everyone knows who she is.
And
in fact,
yesterday
we took her to a members' night, and she was there as a full member of the Magic Circle.
The star of the show.
It was amazing.
Well, look, thank you both for joining us. You're going to do a trick for us. We've run out of time a little bit, so what we're going to do is we're going to record the trick in the break, and then we'll put that on the app so you can see the trick that we were going to have here. But unfortunately, because it's such an incredible story, and we've told it so beautifully, we've run out of time. But thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, thank you. It's absolutely fine. It's a pleasure.
Thrilled that you're back in where you should be as well.
You.
It's really lovely. And we'll try and dig out and put it on the app, your original appearance on This Morning, all those years
that'd be
ago.
wonderful.
That'd be really lovely. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
Hello.
Thanks, ladies.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload tons of new content every single day. So hit the subscribe button, like all the videos, and don't miss out. We'll see you in the morning. And then being told that you've got a big mouth isn't necessarily always a compliment, is it?
No, not necessarily.
Unless it's the title you've always dreamed of.
Well, for Marie Pearl Zelma Robinson, the moment she'd been waiting for finally came this year when she was crowned with the Guinness World Record for the world's largest mouth gape for a female.
Look at that, that's 5 Jenga bricks.
That's a mouth gape.
A mouth gape.
That's a technical term.
It's a decent-sized hole, isn't it? It doesn't only look impressive, but she can fit all sorts of things in there, which we're going to try and put to the test in a moment. Marie joins us live from her home in Alaska. Marie, thank you so much for staying up to talk to us. Good morning.
Good morning. Very early for me.
Very early for you, yeah, very early. Firstly, congratulations on becoming a Guinness World Record holder. It is quite something. Can you tell us a little bit about how you came to be named as having the biggest female mouth gape? How did you realise that this was a skill that you had that could necessarily be a world-breaking skill?
It's one of those things where you've always had it and you never knew you had it. So as a kid, I used to, put things in my mouth all the time because I had lots of siblings, 3 older brothers, 3 younger sisters. You do a lot of crazy stuff. And then I just kind of forgot about it. And I used it once to impress a guy. We'd played some perfect Jenga games. So I stacked some Jenga blocks and said, see how much I can fit in. And then I forgot for like 20-ish years. And I keep track of the Guinness World Records. And all of a sudden, I knew that the guy had a record. I always was impressed by it. I was like, oh, I can never beat that guy. But then they came up with one for a girl. And she was actually going for a width. And they just happened to measure her height as well. And then I was like, I think I can beat that height. And so, sorry, mosquitoes, Alaska. So I got a measuring device and I tested it with a $1 bill because that's 2.5 inches high, which was her record. And then I went on to, go to my dentist and they measured it. And then the process went on from there until I could prove it and got myself a Guinness record.
So this is essentially your mouth gape here. It's the height that you can...
3 inches.
Yeah. We measured it very, very carefully to make sure it does, Marie, match exactly the gape that you possess.
Yes, then that would be accurate. That looks about right.
So you can put all sorts of things into your mouth to prove this, can't you?
Yes.
Well, I mean, I think we've got some footage of you with a 8-stack beef burger.
I think I went up to 10, actually, in that
10,
particular...
sorry, 10?
Yes, 10. I had 12, but I called it at 10 because I was squishing the bun a little too much.
Ow! Have you ever hurt yourself doing this? Or is there any foods that you can't eat because your jaw is so wide?
No, actually. It doesn't hurt at all. I've never had any issues. Like, I've never had my jaw tighten up. I've never dislocated it or anything. I haven't really thought about not being able to eat particular foods because it's never come up as an issue. The biggest issue I have is actually closing my mouth because my teeth don't come together. So pizza and, biting through sandwiches is sometimes kind of hard.
Ah, okay.
I think I'm right in saying, Marie, you've got a few items there so you can show us live the world's biggest mouth gape in action. What are you gonna show us first?
Well, you got some stuff on the table there. Is there anything in particular you would like to see?
Well, shall we start small?
Yeah, let's start.
Shall we go from small to large?
Big, yeah, okay. So the smallest thing I think we've got is a small satsuma in orange.
Mandarin orange.
Okay, so this is so we should point out as well. Our lawyers have asked us to explain to everybody at home. Please don't try this at home.
But our producer said if you could just stick one of those in your mouth, quick, sharp. That's what they said.
Most people can try to bite it sideways. That's not a problem for most people.
Yeah.
But turning it
Oh my, there you go.
wide.
I just...
But turning it top to bottom too.
I couldn't find you more attractive. Okay, so we're not too bad. Oh, you've got it all. Yours has disappeared. I don't know if you've got reverse vision there, Marie, because Kat also... Yours has got... Careful, don't choke. So that's good,
That's
okay.
a common one.
Let's go. So that's a common one. So then we're going to move... We're going to move on to the apple.
I don't have an apple, I have a kiwi.
Oh, kiwi, okay. Go kiwi then. Go kiwi. What, you have a go with your apple.
Sure. Do you
She's a lady. She's a lady. Talking about that little...
Miss Bentley.
I said it before. She's not as expensive as she looks.
Everybody wants to try the fruit. It's a common first attempt. Safe.
Safe, very safe. Right. Okay. So what else have you? You've got a baseball there, I think.
Yes, I do.
You've
A little
got
bit harder now.
Right,
Baseball
yeah.
measures closer to 3 inches.
These are getting close to your world record.
I don't
Have you? Right. Let's see if before you do it, Marie Cat, see if you can get it in, because I don't hurt your teeth. No. That's not going in.
No.
I think we've hit your limit. Just under 3 inches. Right then, Marie,
I almost got my buns off.
Will you show us yours?
Okay. So the goal is to try to get your teeth to the top and the bottom across the diameter.
Oh, she struggles.
Oh, it's there though. It's there. That's there.
It's not the best because once you get to that angle, it starts hitting your back teeth.
Of course, yeah.
You see, that's the problem.
Yeah,
It starts to.
We've seen you on with a clip of you putting your can of beans. Can you get that can of beans?
Never.
No, that's too big.
No.
This is actually beyond the the previous world record holder. She couldn't quite do this measurement here. This is, well,
quite close though.
So yeah, you did come quite close. Yeah. So that's how you knew you could break the world record, is it, Marie? Because you realised that the current the previous world record holder couldn't quite get round a can of beans.
But you can.
Yeah, this is 7.23 centimeters across the can of beans here.
Okay.
So this would have been beyond her abilities.
But not beyond yours. Can you give us a quick demo?
This is a tricky one. It's right at my limits.
Oh, yes. Yes.
I can sort of chomp on it a tiny, tiny bit.
A little bit. Do you do sort of exercises to try and increase the gap, Marie? Is there things that you try and practice to make it bigger?
Mostly just yawning. When I drive around, because I have a courier business, I tend to practice stretching my mouth and, just while I'm out and about. It's mostly about when you're opening your mouth, making sure your tongue isn't being pulled back.
Okay, so keep your tongue forward.
Positioning and holding it steady. That's the hardest part, is holding it steady.
Yeah, that's the most intense. Now, we've got some biscuits here that are very sort of native to the UK, I think, wagon wheels. I don't know if you have wagon wheels in America. Have you seen these chocolate biscuits?
No. It kind of looks like a moon pie.
Yes, a little bit like that.
Moon pie.
A little bit like that,
Yeah.
right? You know moon pie.
Yeah.
Well, famously, Kat Deely here, the ever beautiful and talented young lady that she is,
Graceful,
put
delicate
3 of these
little
in your
flower.
mouth a few years back.
Look how little I am there.
In the presence of Jerry Springer, who, look, I mean, that's there.
I mean, it's not bad, is it? I'm not a professional.
I mean, there's not many things that can shock Jerry Springer, but your abilities with
Bring
the wagon
on the
wheels.
horse.
Right, are we going to try and recreate this? Marie, we're going to try and see if we can get Kat to recreate,
Let's see.
in your honour, Marie, to see if she can get these 3 wagon wheels in her mouth. It's a few years since you did this.
Okay.
You did have your little
I'm
Geordie
really
friends with you.
hoping that these haven't got bigger over time.
I think shrinkflation, they've got smaller, you'll be fine.
Okay, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Is there a drum roll on this?
And that's why they pay me the big bucks.
Oh, Marie, look what you've inspired. over this side of the pond. Do you think Kat's
I'm impressed.
Do you think Kat's got some form? She could get there one day. She could match your mouth gape.
With a bit of practice, But you just really have to hold that open really hard.
Marie, do people spot you in the street and ask for pictures and stuff now that you're a Guinness World Record holder?
Generally, it's mostly just congratulations because I'm already known about town. I live in, small island in the middle of nowhere in Alaska. So, everybody already knows me to begin with for the most part. But it has made people a lot more comfortable when they see me passing by on the street. That's an automatic familiarity with somebody who, something about me. Ha ha. I have had the first time someone celebrity sighted me was a really tall guy, and he was just walking. He looked over me as I was getting out of my car to go into the grocery store. He's looking over a car. He's like, "Hey, you!" I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I know you. Didn't you get a Guinness record?" And I was like, "Oh, yes, I did." He's like, "Welcome to celebrity status in Ketchikan." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Very sweet.
Well, he turned out to be a radio host, so I did go on his show after that, so that was nice.
Very cool. Well, thank you for joining us this morning, Marie. Thank you. It's also reminded me just how good wagon wheels are. They're delicious.
You've left me with some very powerful memories, Maria, so I can't thank you enough for that. It's lovely to meet you. Congratulations on your record.
Thank you. It's nice to be on your show.
Thank you.
Wow, Kat Deely.
Yeah. These are delicious, though.
Just
one hasn't put me off.
One at a time.
One at a time.
One at a time would be our advice.
Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning. By two extraordinary world record holders whose stories are just as incredible as their height.
Yeah, towering at 7 feet, over 7 feet, the same height as a stepladder, Ramisa Gelji is officially the world's tallest woman.
And standing at just 2 feet tall, which is smaller than the average 2-year-old, Jyoti Angie holds the title for the world's shortest woman.
Now, both have travelled all the way from their homes in India and Turkey to celebrate Guinness World Record Day and the 70th anniversary of those incredible books.
And they're joining us now alongside Jyoti's translator, Ravi, and Guinness World Record adjudicator, Joanne Brent. Welcome to everybody. Hello, good morning. Ramisa, let's start with you, first of all. So when you were born, you were a long baby, you were a big baby, you were about 13 pounds.
Yes. But I was born as a huge baby.
Yeah, but then by the time you were 6, you were the same size as a fully grown woman.
Correct, yeah. Because I was born with an overgrowth syndrome called Weaver syndrome.
Right.
And, that comes from birth. I was born as a big baby and grew up so fast. Yeah.
And how was life like for you growing up? Because, of course, you're so much taller than anybody else in your class. What was life like for you?
It was not the easiest. For my education, I was homeschooled. For elementary school and middle school, as well as high school. For my future education, I completed online.
And how was that on a day-to-day basis? Because if you're not at school, you're probably not making as many friends as you normally would. So when were you able to use this to your advantage or come to terms with it?
I have to admit that I did not have many friends while growing up. Yeah. I was struggling with my health issues, obviously. But I have a very supportive family and people around me. Yeah. So there was some good days and some bad days.
Yeah.
But now you actually quite like your height, don't you? You love being this tall.
Yeah.
What made the difference for you?
So after being a Guinness World Record holder, I became so much more confident in myself.
Yeah.
And in my height, obviously. And I started to say it, as a blessing, because this is my syndrome, my height, is what makes me an 8-time Guinness World Record holder.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like we talked about earlier on, it's being able to use that as your superpower. It's must be so lovely for you to hear that, Jo, as well, that, that can empower people.
Yeah, and I think that's the story for both. Jyoti would agree as well, that since being embraced into the Guinness World Records family, both of your dreams have come true. They've both gone on to travel, and Jyoti's done some incredible work even in Hollywood as well. And Rumesa does so much work advocating for awareness.
Yeah. Jyoti, let's move on to you through Ravi. How does your height impact your everyday life?
तुम्हारी everyday life पे तुम्हारी height का impact कैसे होता है? मतलब क्या advantage disadvantage है? कैसे लगता है तुम्हें?
मेरी हाइट सबसे छोटी है और 24 इंच है, तो मेरे घर पे जो सारा फर्नीचर है मेरे साइज का है, बस इतना प्रॉब्लम तो बहुत फेस करनी पड़ती है। अकेले बाहर ट्रैवल नहीं कर सकती, अकेले जा नहीं सकती, और जहाँ पे मैं पहुँच नहीं पाती वहाँ पे मेरी फैमिली हेल्प कर देती है।
So in day-to-day life, she get a little bit difficulties to do the things which she has to do every day. But on her home, she got everything according her height, so she can easily reach the things which she want to. Else, when she want to go out, she needs help from the family. She needs somebody around her, and if she can't reach the things, she needs somebody to help to do things.
And so, but you've become an actress. It was always your dream to become an actress. How did it happen?
Heroine कैसे बनी?
मुझे जो एक्ट्रेस का नाम मिला वो अमेरिकन हॉरर स्टोरी से मिला, और मैंने ऐसे बहुत सारी डॉक्यूमेंट्री की है, और सबसे बड़ा मेरा शो था अमेरिकन हॉरर स्टोरी।
So she got chance because of her height in American horror shows, and that's how her journey will start as actress. And after that, she did many documentaries. And for her, the biggest achievement is the American Horror Show.
Yeah.
And how has that impacted on your confidence? I know you have a big social media following as well.
ये कैसे आपको इम्पैक्ट करती है? ये सब चीज़ें आपको कॉन्फिडेंस देती है?
सोशल मीडिया और सबसे फर्स्ट गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड ने मुझे पूरे वर्ल्ड में फेमस किया, और मैं गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड का बहुत थैंक्स करती हूँ। अगर गिनीज वर्ल्ड रिकॉर्ड में मेरा नाम नहीं आता तो शायद मुझे नहीं पहचानते।
According to her, like the best part of her life is to get chance to be a part of Guinness Book of World Record, and because of that, she gained a lot of confidence, and that's how she become like more confident in everywhere, because everybody knows her because of Guinness Book of World Record.
Amazing. So, Jo, let's come to you. What was it like when these guys met for the first time? It must have been an amazing moment.
I think the one word to sum it all up is a celebration. Honestly, it's a celebration of differences, and it's a celebration of uniting two of our most iconic record holders.
Yeah.
I mean, at Guinness World Records, we have our Guinness World Records icons who are historical record holders in their own right, but they also embody the values of everything that we value at Guinness World Records. So thank you for being such great ambassadors for record breaking, the integrity you have, the respect, the passion, the fun, and of course, very important, inclusiveness.
Yeah. Rumesa, what was it like the moment when you guys met?
It was wonderful.
I bet.
Wonderful. I was waiting to meet Jyoti for a long time.
Yeah.
Like 10 years.
Yeah.
Because I know her even before my Guinness World Record journey has started. And it was amazing. She is gorgeous. She's so lovely. And we became friends immediately. And we have a lot of in common. We both love self-caring ourselves, you know, jewelries, makeup, and doing our hair. Yeah.
I love how you're so different, but you bonded over exactly the same things, like all women and girls do.
We might look opposite, but we have so much in common.
Yeah.
That's a lesson for us all. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you for coming today.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Welcome to you both.
Welcome.
Lovely to see you. And now
Thank you so much.
You're at the Dog Rescue Centre, the Dogwood Animal Rescue Project, which took lovely Martha in. What's her story?
So originally, another rescuer saw her being given away on a advertisement site. Saw the condition of her eyes at that time, which was pretty horrific. They were very infected, some chronic health problems. that resulted in her losing most of her vision and also being in chronic pain.
Yeah.
So this other rescue reached out to us and asked us if we were able to help her. We took her in. She's had several surgeries, regained much of her sight, and she's also now pain-free for the first time in her life.
She's extremely comfortable there, snoring away happily.
She is actually snoring.
Oh, bless her. So, therefore, then, what made you want to enter her into this competition? World's ugliest dog.
You know, it was kind of a last-minute thing where she was, you know, we were just looking at these big gray jowls and these wrinkles, and when her eyes are open, they're quite red, and we just thought, for fun, at the last minute, that we'd put her in, and so it was a lot of fun to win the competition.
And I love her technique for winning. She won really by giving up.
She just laid there and snored just like this. This is kind of her, her personality is very sedate, other than some periods of playfulness at home.
It's called the ugliest dog in the world, which is, you know, it seems a bit mean, but actually what it is a celebration of uniqueness.
Absolutely. It's promoting adoption and rescue of dogs that are less than traditionally beautiful. And certainly they're all beautiful in their own way, and we love them, and dogs are such a gift. So it's a great way to promote dogs that maybe wouldn't get adopted normally because they don't look like what we think of traditionally as beautiful.
Well, she is gorgeous. And what is the next stage of her life now, then? Because she is looking for another home. Has she found somewhere?
I love this. I mean, I've got the home.
She has found a home. I've been her foster mom for 6 weeks while she recovered from surgery. A lovely family applied to adopt her before the contest even happened, came and met her, fell in love, and are eagerly waiting to meet her or to welcome her into their home. We were just waiting for her to finish healing up from surgery, and she gets her sutures out this week, and she'll be going home very soon.
And the family's Jessica Burkhardt is the lady that you're talking about. She can offer Martha.
She is. It's 11, it's her and her family.
Yeah, 11 acres at her family's home where Martha could explore the banks of a lake and rest underneath apricot and cherry trees.
What a life. It sounds perfect.
I want to live there.
It's going to be wonderful. And people can follow along on the Dogwood Animal Rescue page, and we'll be doing updates on how she settles into her new home.
And it just goes to prove that any dog can be rescued.
Absolutely. We're big fans of rescue, and I've been working in shelters for 30 years, and I see so many wonderful dogs waiting for homes.
Thank you
Really
very much
gorgeous.
indeed. It's lovely to talk to you. Great to see Martha so relaxed.
And so alert.
And
She's been fabulous. Thanks so much.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, Shelley.
Be enough to tame the two Yorkshire pudding monsters who have risen from their plates at the Saxon King pub in Southend. We are about to find out.
Here we go.
They played them all.
Hey.
It was a great
Okay, guys. Hi there. Can you see? Yeah. Let me bring you round. Hey, darling. Oh, you're very greasy, aren't you? Come over here.
Pretty and sweet.
There you go, darling. There's a little seat there if you want to sit down. You can take your mask off. Are you okay? Take your mask off.
Guys, looking
Oh,
good.
wonderful.
Hey.
Oh,
it's
my goodness.
Babylando, James Pally and his son Aaron. Hey, guys. Well done, lads.
Thank you so much for doing that. Look at this. So much work has gone into this. How long does it take to make these outfits, James? How long would it take?
Hours.
Really?
When did you start doing it, James?
Well, started off, God, what would it be, 4 o'clock Saturday morning.
Oh, as in for this iteration, it's 4 o'clock.
Yeah, but we had a bit of an issue last night because we put the last bits out to dry. The foxes got them.
Oh, the fox has gone.
So these are still a bit sticky and not quite set.
So I see on your
Can I just say,
Fox is having a field day.
You've literally left a
Oh, we've left
trail,
the trail.
of Yorkshire pudding.
It's Hansel and Gretel.
Right behind
it's
you.
Hansel and Gretel.
Yeah.
We need to get the foxes in here.
Yeah.
So where did the idea come from? Where's the origins of your Yorkshire pudding?
Oh, well, 10 years ago, Aaron's older brother, we had loaves left over one day. So we said, we'd always sort of joked about he'd be running around with a cape on. So we said, oh, we'll turn it into a superhero.
Oh, that's so nice.
So we did.
How much fun do you have doing this?
It's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. But it's like cool to like dress up in all of it and.
Is it quite hot in there as well?
No, it's actually quite cold.
Is it?
It's really cold.
His body's going into shock. There's so much sugar on him.
So once you've made it, how long does it roughly, can it last for?
It's coated with lacquer and PVA and glued on with gummy bears. Half one last night, I'm driving around Essex buying up as many gummy bears as I can find to redo it after the fox has got. That's
So are you going to use this for Halloween then?
Yeah.
This outfit?
1 million.
It's going to get
1 million.
Is that what you do every year? Is that what it's for? It's a Halloween thing?
Yeah.
That's so nice.
The costume.
So how does it go down in the pub? Does the regulars love it?
It's everybody. We had a message from Sweden from a girl that went to America with years ago when I came to America, and it's gone to Sweden, and she said that her daughter wants to dress up as a pudding at Halloween. Thanks very much.
What's the best thing? Do you like Yorkshire puddings, Aaron?
I love Yorkshire puddings.
I do as well. Are you up for trying some of our Yorkshire puddings here?
Yes. They look scrumptious.
So I've made one set of Yorkshire puddings, and so has Dermot. And you are actually judging these on... What are you judging on?
You're judging them on taste, texture and rise, I think.
And rise. So have a little bit of a taste as you're sitting here. We'll carry on talking to you. But should we put your head down?
Okay, yeah.
All right, let's put your head down on the floor. There you go. There you go. Have a little taste and just decide which one. You need one of each.
One of each.
So there's that one and that one.
Ooh.
There you go.
There you go.
And you
so
get
let's
involved.
look at. So you're judging them on taste,
rise.
Texture. So rise first.
I'd probably this one's more.
That one.
Oh no! There's not much rising going on there.
Oh, which one did you? Where's the other one?
Oh, it's there. I
this
couldn't
one. You need
reach
this
it.
one.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to go for? Rise.
This one.
Far one.
Okay, that's
Oh
mine,
yeah,
isn't it?
interesting. Yeah.
Okay, but
That's
texture,
Dermot's.
especially you have to break them up to texture.
This one.
They're very doughy.
Oh,
This one's softer though. I like this one.
Texture.
That one.
Oh,
That
Dermot's like you've won on texturing.
Yeah.
But here's
Right.
the test. Here's the
This
test, though.
one.
Taste.
It's all about the taste, though, isn't it?
Taste.
Go on, taste mine first. Yeah, have a taste. Do you want some salt? Got a
A
little
lot
bit
of
of
fat
salt.
is falling off you as we go.
Oh yeah. Bit dripping
bit of
coming through
salt.
it. Beef dripping in there.
Yeah, a bit.
Yeah, a bit of beef
yeah.
dripping. Okay.
Get this one.
What about Dermot's? What's he like? Have a little try of Dermot's. Don't you like mine?
Just stick these on.
Is it no good? Is it not? No. I think he's choking on my
With
one.
yours.
I don't think he likes mine.
Got no moisture left in my mouth after eating that.
No good? I think, who's won? Is it Dermot or Alison? Oh, Dermot, you've won. Take the bow. Absolutely. Oh, you've got a trophy. I'm so jealous. What would you like to say?
Well, I'd like to thank the boys first and foremost. But I love the fact you're still eating it. That's so impressive.
I like Alison.
But turning up, I know you've got a big week ahead of you. But
They're TikTok stars now.
we're dedicating this to you.
Oh.
That is where this has come from, right? You put this on TikTok. What happened?
It just went crazy. My long-suffering wife said, pop it on. I apologise, darling, for the hassle that these Yorkshires have been for the last few weeks. We literally popped it on with my 22 followers.
Right.
I'd only got it to see the rubbish that they sent me. And it went crazy. It went crazy. By the end of the next day, it was on 100,000. It's on 3 million.
Did someone pick it up and repost it or something? Like,
yeah, thousands and thousands and thousands
And then
of them.
supermarkets and brands
Yeah,
got in touch
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
So what's happening? Is your life just taking off?
It's just crazy.
Well, that means you have to be in this outfit all the time. And can I just say, Aaron has eaten all of my Yorkshire pudding, even though I didn't win.
Is it in all of? Is it eating all of everyone's Yorkshire pudding?
Oh, he's putting your one on the side.
Thank you, Aaron. Brilliant.
He's on the costume on way out.
But you're not sick of Yorkshire puddings then? You still eat
never
them
be sick of
on your
Yorkshire
roast
pudding.
dinner and everything?
Yeah.
Oh,
Never be sick of it.
Thank you, James.
Now
Thank you,
go
Aaron.
and get out of this.
You can go and get out your outfit. Thank you so
Well done,
much.
boys.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.
Now, 15 years ago, our next guest hit rock bottom and was struggling to find a way out. Today, she's a self-help superstar and the most listened to woman in the world.
She has more than 21 million followers on social media, A-list fans like Oprah, the Kardashians. Mel Robbins is one of this century's most influential voices.
But how exactly has she managed to not only help herself, but give people all around the world the tools to change their own lives for the better? Well, it all comes down to two very simple words. Let them.
Let them. Just let them. You're just going to say let them. Let them. Let them. Let them. When I say let them, I get a jolt of superiority. And this is why people get this tattooed on their bodies.
By far, just one of the best self-help books I've ever read.
This is what you can't control. This little guy right here, that's you.
I love what you said about being present. It helps you feel the way that you want to feel.
I've spent my entire life being the fixer.
It is possible to be somebody that helps everybody else without losing who you are. In life, there are always three things I can control: what you think, what you do or don't do, how you process your emotions. The more you let other people be themselves, the better your relationships become.
I hope you know just how meaningful you taking the time to be here. And I just want to say thank you so much. It's meant the world to me.
Wow, and the incredible Mel Robbins joined us now. Good morning, Mel.
Good morning. Mel, lovely to meet you.
We were just talking before and we were saying about where you came from and how you developed this idea and how you learned the hard way.
Oh my gosh. I don't know what it is about me, but I have to learn things the hard way. And all of the success that you see now, even watching that tape package, I'm like, who is that? And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's me. I think one of the reasons why I'm really connecting and resonating with people is this also happened later in life.
Yes.
So for those folks that don't know, when I was 41 years old, my husband's restaurant business started going under, and we, like complete morons, had secured the entire thing with our life savings, our house. And so we've got 3 kids under the age of 10. We find ourselves, in US dollars, it was $800,000 in debt. In pounds, it was $600,000 in debt. Liens hit the house. Like, we couldn't pay our bills. I had lost my job, and I found myself lying in bed every morning, unable to get out of bed, because I would just lay there and stare at the ceiling and think, I've completely ruined my life. And what happens in life is that I think there are people that are positively motivated, but if you're a normal human being, there comes a time where you get so sick of your own pain and excuses that pain makes you hit something solid inside yourself. And what happened for me is I just realized nobody's going to come and fix this situation. If I want things to get better, I have to figure out how to force myself out of this bed and start doing the little things every day that you know you need to do, but you don't feel like doing. And that's how all of this began. And it's been 16 years of simply putting one foot in front of the other and doing the next thing that I didn't feel like doing that has led to everything that you see now, whether it's the podcast or the books that I write or the impact that I make online with people.
Mel, what do you think the Mel that's lying 15 years ago in bed looking at the ceiling thinking, how are we going to get out of this, would make of the Mel that's sitting here now with all of this extraordinary...
I don't think that I could have ever even imagined something as extraordinary to happen. And here's the big message. I don't think you realize what you're capable of. And the mistake that you make is probably the same mistake I was making. You are waiting to feel ready. You are waiting to feel motivated. You're waiting to feel like you have it perfect. You're waiting for the right time. And I'm here to tell you, all of that waiting is what's ruining your life. Motivation is complete garbage. Complete and utter rubbish, as you would say, because it is never there when you need it. I mean, if motivation were easy, we'd all have $1 million and six-pack abs. We'd all be living our dream life. The secret to life, honest to goodness, is making yourself do the things you don't feel like doing. And it was during this time that I developed this little motivation hack that I call the 5-second rule. So in the States, I don't know if you have it here, but if you drop food on the floor and pick it up in 5 seconds, safe to eat.
It's fine.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Well, if you have an idea and you think about it for longer than 5 seconds, your mind contaminates your desire to do it.
Because you start talking yourself out of it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And there's all these fancy words for this that psychologists have, but I just like to speak about it in a way that anybody can understand.
Sure.
So the hack that I had was I just was inspired by this rocket launch, and I started counting backwards every morning. I'd be lying in bed, staring at the ceiling, thinking about all my problems, rotting away like a human pot roast. And then I would just start counting backwards, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then I would get out of bed. And I called this technique the 5-second rule. You got to move in 5 seconds or you will literally talk yourself out of it, as you said. And I use this little countdown thing, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, to push myself every day through the anxiety, the depression, the excuses. Because the truth is, one of the beautiful things about life today is you could go to ChatGPT, if that's what I always say it wrong because of dyslexia. You could put in, I want to know how to do X, Y, Z. Tell me what to do 15 minutes a day for 30 days. It'll spit out the best plan. It'll work. The problem will be you. Because then you're going to be like, oh, it's not going to work for me. And it's always you against you. And so that's how things began 16 years ago. I just wanted to get out of bed. I just wanted to get the kids on the bus. I just wanted to start paying my bills. I just wanted to stop screaming at my husband. And I think we all know what we need to do, but we're waiting to feel ready to do it. And that's the trap.
But I think also, Mel, what you do so brilliantly is you make it so simple and so bite-sized. You don't kind of cloud it with more kind of sophisticated words, and you don't make it difficult.
Life is difficult enough.
It's like when you talk about your phone. I made the switch last night. I put an alarm clock by my bed instead of the phone because the phone is a big thing.
Well, tell everybody what the thing is about.
So the phone, the minute the alarm goes off, you pick up the phone and then you start scrolling.
Yes.
And all of a sudden you're horizontal and instantaneously, there are thousands of people in your room with you, telling you, feeding you information, the world's problems are on your shoulders.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, you've wasted another 20 minutes and you're then anxious.
Of course. Well, yeah, because if you start your day and you're like this, right? And then you reach for your phone. You're not even vertical, and you've let the headlines and texts and emails from work get into your brain. This is one of the reasons why you're last on your list. This is one of the reasons why you wake up behind and exhausted. And so the simplicity is important because if it's not simple, you won't be able to do it.
Yes.
That's
what you
the
do
power
brilliantly.
of this let them theory.
Yeah.
It's so simple, anybody can use it.
Yeah.
Can you explain, because it's a fascinating, when you hear you talk about it as well, can you explain what you mean by let them?
Sure. So the let them theory is a mindset tool that shows you, like that, what's in your control and what's not in your control. And it's so simple to use. Literally any moment you feel stressed out, worried, annoyed, frustrated, upset, hurt in life, you just say, let them. That's it. That's it. You don't even need to buy the book. That's it. And
I'm not sure your publishers are thinking that.
But here's the thing. I want people to use it.
Yeah.
That's why I care so much about this, because we live in a moment in time where there's so much out of your control, whether you're worried about AI or you're worried about the headlines or you're worried about somebody in your life or you're worried about your job or you're stressed out about your kids. There is a better way to go through life, because all that stuff out there, yes, it's real. Yes, it's important, but it doesn't and shouldn't impact you in here to the extent that it does. And when you learn, as Viktor Frankl in Man's Search for Meaning, how to see what's out there as beyond your control, but take control by managing your response to it, you gain control of your life. You will never be able to control the amount of traffic and construction in London. Let them. Let them. You can't control how long the queue is in line. Let them.
Yeah.
You can't control the challenging people in your family. In fact, the reason why we have families is because it teaches us how to love people we hate at times. You got to let people be who they are and who they're not. Because the one thing in life you can't control is another person. What they think, what they do, what they believe, how they act. When they heal, if they ever heal, if they get to, let them be who they are. Because that's not where your power is. And that's why you're so stressed out, because you're managing everybody else. Let them be who they are. Let them say what they say. Let them think what they think. Now, let's take our power back. Let me is part 2. Let me remind myself there's 3 things in life I can control. I control what I think about this. I control what I do and don't do. I control how I respond to my feelings. And what this taught me is for the first 54 years of my life, I was living it in reverse. I was giving all my time and energy to managing everybody else. I put more weight into other people's opinions. I was navigating my day at work based on my boss's mood. There's an easier way. Let them. Stop managing everybody else and take the power back. And what you'll recognize is you have no idea how often you allow the world to stress you out. And that's why you're tired. That's why you have no energy. When you protect your time and energy from all this meaningless stuff and from things you can't control, you get your time and energy back. It's crazy simple.
It is simple, and hearing you say it is really compelling and very simple.
Brilliant.
Thrilled that you're sticking around, because you're going to be taking some phone calls from our viewers, aren't you?
Oh, great.
To offer them some help as well, because I think that's going to be really pertinent.
Yeah, for sure. Mel's new book, The Let Them Theory, is out now. Thank you, Mel. Look forward to that. Thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out, and we'll see you in the morning.
Well, we noticed that he wasn't responding in the way that Roman, our eldest, did, so we had something to compare it to. He just wasn't responding, was he? You'd walk in a room and say his name, he wouldn't automatically turn around and look at you. There was just a little sign.
You thought he was deaf, didn't you?
Yeah, well, actually, the first doctor we went to see said he might be deaf. I mean, that's kind of what happens sometimes with the diagnosis of autism, because they're not responding. So but he was fine.
Sent to a behavioural psychologist.
Yes.
Correct. And the news, when you were told that he could be autistic, it was the way in which you were told that you thought was brutal.
Well, I mean, it was pretty direct. I mean, I like to know what's going on anyway, but it was a shock. And also, back then, we didn't really know what it meant. It wasn't talked about as much as it is now. And the only reference we had was sort of Rain Man, the movie. I mean, it really was that basic and understanding.
I know what you're getting. It's the language.
It was
because
I'm
back then
afraid.
I'm afraid to tell you your son is autistic. Now, looking back, actually, would I change anything? We've discussed this. No, because they've got this extraordinary amount of gifts that we need to sort of, exploit in the sense of they can offer a way of viewing the world we live in that we cannot actually do. It's quite incredible.
We were really lucky because Tino statemented, and you're supposed to be able to choose your first choice is what you get, which didn't actually happen with his primary school. But we got lucky because we did end up in a school. Their head of special education needs, Karen, was unbelievable, so we really looked out with her. She got it. She understands the individuality of all children, especially children with needs. But when you go into secondary school, it's a bigger animal. Yeah.
1,500 average from a tiny space, and then they're suddenly into this almost like a stadium. It feels to them.
And it's very difficult for the schools because they need the resources to be able to attend to the needs of children who might need something else, whether it's care in the playground or perhaps protection from bullying or something like that. It does make it very difficult because we've discussed so many times on here, autism is a very wide sliding scale.
Yeah, and he's considered high functioning. So for us, in a way, we don't want to send him to a school for autistic children as such, because, for example, he spent a week at a school like that, really good school, Anna Kennedy School, and he had to be in a year above because he's too high functioning for an autistic school. Yeah. He's too autistic.
Gosh, so you're really right in the
fall down that gap. And
Yeah.
that's what you'll find with many parents with autistic children, too high functioning for specialists, not high functioning enough for mainstream schools.
So what do you do? What have you found? What's the reality of this?
Well, we've been to see a lot of schools, and it's been a little bit depressing, really, hasn't it? We've been down all the right avenues. We've been to see all the schools in our borough, etc., etc. And some of the provisions for autistic children, it's just been hellish, really, and very little understanding of what they need.
Because the government will always push for inclusion, undoubtedly. They always will. The problem is the structure is not there. So you throw a child on the spectrum into a school with a mainstream education that we've all experienced, and they don't understand it. They have difficulties understanding abstract concepts. So you need to adapt to them, not go, you need to learn geography and algebra and whatever. I mean, don't get me wrong, each will have an individual gift but you need to focus in on that, not just say, you need to do it our way. And that's the problem. So the schools
that's the trouble, isn't it? Because society likes children to be mainstream because
the grades, Philip, the grades.
And I was going to say, Ofcom want the schools to perform. They have targets to hit.
It's true, but what's
Ofsted.
Yeah, you see that's the one we work to.
Something worry about.
Yeah.
But you know, school life is supposed to reflect sort of the bigger world when they go out of it. I mean, the diagnosis of autism is rising, which means there's more autistic people in society, and the schools should be integrating people and be more awareness about, you know, how these children are and what they'll be as adults. And
But as we know, and we've had teachers on here that will say, time is stretched. They don't with the classes they have at the moment.
And I do have to emphasise, it's not the teacher's fault. It's not the school's fault. These guys are trying desperately hard to incorporate the children. They haven't got the funding, guys. They haven't got the funding. They need the resources. And there's so much government waste. We all know that they could get the resources, but it's priorities, and they're not prioritised, unfortunately.
And the reason you're doing this, and the reason you want to talk about this, is because, A, you have a platform sitting here, and B, there are hundreds of parents who are in the same situation.
We went to the autism show last year, and the amount of parents that were coming up to us.
Some queue of people.
15 schools they'd gone to, 15 different schools, explored different boroughs, desperate, saying, you know, why can't our children be included?
You considered home ed?
Yeah, we did. And the only reason I didn't go for it is because I want him to be social. I know his natural feel for that is that he doesn't really want to be social with anybody, but I do want him to be with other children.
Another fundamental problem with home education. The local authority will take away the child's statement and therefore the money. So now the parent has got the pressure of home educating and the financial pressure of home educating. It's insane.
You're also very fortunate in the fact that you're not together anymore, but you still work together as a partnership when it comes to...
We're passionate about being parents. We have complete solidarity on parenting. I mean, occasionally we've had a difference of opinion, but mainly we're fighting for Tino, aren't we?
Yeah, absolutely. Parents should always get rid of their differences for their children. Because it's all ego and nonsense. So you should always fight hard. And I'm, you know, like Mel said, we're so passionate about it. And I honestly believe that, you know, for a society to call itself civilised, you have to show that you can take care of the most vulnerable in that society. If you can't, don't bother calling yourself a civilised society. Don't bother. And we're failing here. Because it's not just about autistic children. We're talking about recently cuts to disabled individuals, dyslexic children, you know, other sensory needs that children have. It's a vast area that needs to be funded.
Well, thank you, guys.
Thank you. It's lovely to see you both.
Nice to see you both. Thank you.
For more of the same, just click here.
Probably having to put my leg on every day, or like waking up and having to use crutches just to go to the bathroom or into kitchen. I think that's probably what I find hardest.
But your average police department, despite that in the United States, is something like 5 officers.
Right, yeah.
And you know, they might, you know, you might live in Beckenham in South London. Well, Beckenham would have a separate police department to Croydon Police Department. They'd have different rules of engagement. They will have different firearms. They'll have different training. They'll have different budgets. You know, and so to try and to lump everything into one thing, you know, there are undoubtedly police departments that cover, you know, very poor areas where the officers that are recruited aren't well paid, aren't particularly well trained, aren't particularly well equipped. So it's a totally different thing to the United Kingdom.
And it's a difficult one, and we could...
different, of course, sorry to interrupt, different, of course, to, say, Spain or France or Germany. And I think if you're going to equate arming the British police, you're better off looking at the European example, because do controversies happen in France? Well, of course they do.
Of course.
But not to the same degree as we're seeing in the United States.
I mean, with this country, I mean, the Met Police, for example, there's 31,000 or so officers in the Met at the moment, and 2,100 are armed, so looking at just under 10%. Is that not sufficient to protect London? I mean, I was an ex-police officer, as you know, and I wouldn't want to have carried a gun.
And that's fine. You know, I mean, you know, the reality is that if you couldn't arm the police overnight. A, it would take years. B, you've got officers such as yourself who joined with no expectation to carry a firearm, and you couldn't then expect them to carry a firearm. You know, when I joined D11 as it was then, now SCO 19 in 1983. I joined as an instructor, and there were 40 of us training 4,800 officers to carry firearms. Here we are in 2016, and we're training 2,000 officers, and there are 100 instructors.
Yeah.
So the smaller amount are better trained.
Yeah.
So it's a different thing. So I know what the standard was like in
Back
1983,
then. But now.
and I know what the standard would be like, if we had to train 30,000 officers.
Yeah.
So, but that said, from a moral standpoint, and I always cite, perhaps wrongly, I always cite the Lee Rigby incident. It's a terrible, terrible, tragic incident. And it took the armed response vehicles, I think, 15 minutes to get there. Now, what that meant was that the ordinary local bobbies that responded to that situation for 15 minutes basically had to stand by through no fault of their own and watch the public do their job for them.
Yeah.
Now, that's the other end of the argument. Is that acceptable?
There is very, very strong arguments here. And we've had a little look at your book. This is your book, Lethal Force, My Life as the Met's Most Controversial Marksman. You say about the training, you know what it's like to carry that gun. You know what it's like to shoot someone and have to shoot someone as part of your job. You've shot 5 people in your span as part of that in 25 years. 3 of them died. That first one that died as a result of you shooting them, that's where that training comes in, because that, mentally, that must take its toll on you, Tone.
I'm not wishing to sound callous, but really, if you shoot someone, you shoot someone.
Yeah.
It's out of your control whether or not they die. And if you take the decision to shoot someone, then you're taking on board the fact that you may kill them. The first person I shot, he was stabbing a little girl, and I shot him at virtually point-blank range in the head because it's all I could see, because he was using the little girl as a shield. The bullet penetrated his skull and into his brain, and he survived. Now, so in all intents and purposes, he should have died, but he didn't. The human being can take a massive amount of physical. Look at the people that have come back from Afghanistan and Iraq with limbs missing, and the human being is a very strong creature. So, in terms of how dealing with it, if you've pulled the trigger on another human being, you've done so with the understanding that they may die as a result of your actions.
And that's all part of your training. And a lot of what the book focuses on is the case of Azelle Rodney, where you were charged and faced a murder trial 9-10 years after his death, wasn't it?
10 years after, yeah.
And the impact of that, you touch upon a lot in the book. Unfortunately, we're not going to have a lot more time to go into that with you now, but...
People have to know about this weather, Tone. The weather, it's a big deal on this show. It's very important these days. But it's all available in the book.
The book came out yesterday.
Out now. Yeah, it is out now. Tony, it's a pleasure to speak to you, and your story is absolutely incredible. So thank you for joining us this morning, and I look forward to having a good read of it.
It's a great read.
Hello, YouTube. For more of the same, just click here, and don't forget you can subscribe for even more of these amazing videos exclusive to our channel.
Probably having to put my leg on every day, or like waking up and having to use crutches just to go to the bathroom or into the kitchen. I think that's probably what I find hardest, because it's what's changed most, not being able to just jump out of bed and get on with day.
Should we be allowed to choose the sex of our children simply because we have a preference? Well, our next guest, Michelle Priestley, believes we should. Michelle, welcome to you.
Hi.
So we'll start off this saying you've got 5 boys. Each time you felt disappointed that you were carrying another boy. Why?
Yeah, I think initially when you decide to have a family, I thought, oh, yeah, it'd be quite nice to have a little girl, because I think sometimes people do have a preference. Most people don't, but some people think, oh, yeah, it would be nice. So when I found out that our first one was a boy, I was a little bit disappointed, but obviously very excited to be having a baby. So, yeah. I did want girls, but when obviously the baby comes along, you're just grateful to have, a happy, healthy baby. So when they arrive, no, I wouldn't change a single thing, no.
So, but you think you should be allowed to if you wanted to?
I think, yeah, I do think gender selection should be legalised here. It's available in other countries. If you go and have IVF, for example, in America, they say to you, providing the embryos are fertilised, do you want a boy or do you want a girl or do you want a surprise? And I think, we have the science out there available to us, so why shouldn't we make that choice?
So what you're saying is that you should be allowed gender selection, but you're going to have to be rich to do it?
Yeah, of course. And I mean, it's like most things, really. I mean, it's quite extreme, and I think really there's very few people that would go to those extremes. I mean, most people are happy to have a healthy child, or they already have one of each, or they don't have a preference.
Online, a lot of people comment about you. What sort of things have they said?
To be honest, I mean, I spoke about this about 6 years ago, and I've had a lot of mixed reviews. A lot of people have said, you know, you're very lucky to have 5 healthy boys, and I am. I'm really lucky to have 5 healthy boys. But I also had a lot of people that contacted me and said, you know, I feel so pleased because I'm so ashamed. I couldn't even tell my husband when I had my third daughter or fourth son. I was so disappointed, and you've spoken about it and said that there is such thing as gender disappointment. I wouldn't change anything now. The dynamics of my family are, you know,
How
are perfect.
do the boys feel about it? Because when they were in your tummy, you were wishing that they were someone else.
To be honest, we don't really talk about it in any great detail. I mean, they're, you know, we're a really loving family. You know, they've got a mum and dad that really love them, and now I wouldn't change a thing. I wouldn't want it any other way, you know, because I'm obviously meant to be a mum of 5 boys, and that's what's happened. But I just still think that, you know, the medicine is out there available to you. Why shouldn't you be able to choose?
But many people say that is the thin end of the wedge, that if you can pick the gender, then it's a short step to picking the hair colour and the eye colour, and no, there's a predisposition here to diabetes, so no, let's not use that embryo, let's use... So then the selection becomes much more defined and scary.
Yeah, I mean, I think here we're just talking about whether you have a boy or a girl, and the fact that it is available in other countries means that, you know, we should really probably be allowed to have it here, but our country have decided that that's not the case.
What does your husband think?
Well, he's actually been married before, and he does have a daughter. I've got a lovely stepdaughter and a stepson, and he wasn't bothered at all. He just, you know, he kind of went along, had lots of babies for me, really. But no, he obviously wanted me to... You know, when you love someone, you want them to be happy, don't you, and achieve what their goal is. But no, he's happy. He's a firefighter and surrounded by men all day. So yeah, it's all good for him.
Assuming the quote is correct from Chrissy, which was in People magazine, she said, "I've made this decision. Not only am I having a girl, but I picked the girl from her little embryo. I picked her and was like, let's put in the girl." It does sound very casual, doesn't it?
It does sound casual, but then that was their preference. If they're a loving couple and they're happy and they had that option of making that choice, what's wrong with that?
For you, Mike, you've been on the edge of this your entire life, haven't you? I mean, started singing at the age of 11, you won a talent competition, got signed between the ages of 15 and 18, but it never quite happened for you. It must have been so frustrating.
For sure. For sure, but, you know, you have to keep going.
Mike, talk us through how you eventually came to be singing as a busker on the subway. What was it that brought you to that moment, and how you've engaged with the public? Because we've had so many messages already, and someone's just tweeted in saying, I wonder how many people have forgotten to get on the subway and get on their trains because they've been listening to you.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, like I said, a friend of mine was, he's deceased now, but he was already playing in the subway. I was working for the Department of Parks. And he asked me how much I make a day. He said, if you come with me just one day, you'll quit your job. And that's what happened.
And so you've been singing on the subway for many, many years, but it's not been easy for you. You've had some tough times down there. You've had money stolen, you've been threatened, you've even been stabbed. What makes you still keep going back?
What happens is, no matter what goes on, you still have to pay your bills. So, plus, you know, you bring joy to people, so there's nothing was gonna stop me. In other words, you always keep your dream alive.
You're going to sing a little bit for us. Is that right, Mike? Will you give us a little bit of Change Is Gonna Come?
For sure.
Yeah, go for it.
I was born by the river in a little tent. Oh, just like the river I've been running ever since. It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gonna come.
Oh, it's so good. it's so good. Gosh, you feel it. It's so emotional when you sing.
Lots of people want to buy your records. They want to hear you play. Have you got yourself a record deal yet? Has anybody signed you or snapped you up?
Nobody's signing me yet, but I would like to support. We did Unchained Melanie. It's on iTunes. You know, everybody can purchase it to support Mike Young.
Yes, I think there'll be a lot of supporters of Mike Young. But how amazing! So
and
you
we're
actually
gonna do
go on.
Unchained Melanie. We did Unchained Melanie. We're gonna do Time Change is Gonna Come. It should be released. We might have a lady president. There's a new year coming in.
Yeah.
So a change is definitely going to come.
It definitely is going to come. It's really, really lovely to meet you and talk to you. And we just wish you the best of luck. And I hope that this is the break that you've been looking for all these years, because you certainly deserve it.
For sure. Well, you have to know everything is up to God.
Oh.
So, you know, as long as I wake up in the morning and I can sing, hey, I don't ask for too much.
And you've still got that million-watt smile as well, Mike. Don't lose that, because that's just sensational too. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
What time is it over there now, Mike?
It's almost 6. It's like 5:45.
And you sound like that at that time of the morning.
Always sounding good. Mike Young never sounds bad. There you go, Mike. You need to get yourself down to the subway soon. I'm sure you've got a shift coming. Great to see you.
See you. Bye, Mike. Bye. If you enjoyed that, there's more of the same right here. And make sure you subscribe so that you never miss the best moments from this morning.
Because our next guest burst onto the comedy scene in 2009 and quickly became a household name with her beloved sitcom Miranda.
But for the last decade, she has taken herself out of the spotlight following a private health battle.
But it's not all doom and gloom. No, it's not. As the Star announced, she's recently married the love of her life at the age of 51.
And newlywed is with us now. Congratulations!
Oh, congratulations. So happy for you.
I can do all that.
You put a ring on it?
Yeah.
No, you can't do that now because you're not single.
Oh, yeah.
You're not a single lady.
Okay, fine.
But you can go like that.
It's quite fun. No one really cares, but you just go.
You do care. Congratulations.
Oh, look at you holding my book up.
Look at
Thanks.
it.
Yeah.
That's the money shot.
It's like jazz hand moment with it, isn't it? I like that. Thanks.
How did it feel when you actually saw it for the first time? It was like, oh my gosh.
Quite emotional, actually.
Really?
Well, just because the story is, you know, a decade of not all fun.
Yeah.
So it was like there was my difficult time in a book as well, and just to have done the research for it. So, yeah, I had a little weep.
When did you decide to put pen to paper about the last decade?
Well, I started researching for myself to start with when I didn't get a diagnosis and felt rubbish and couldn't work anymore. I collapsed on the floor with fatigue and just wasn't getting any answers. So I thought, OK, I need to research and go, there's this whole wellbeing industry out there. What is actually true? What is science? What could actually help me feel
Did you find the
better?
answers?
I feel like I found the answers, not necessarily to recovery from disease. I'm not saying that, gosh, no, but to live with chronic illness and how I just needed to know how to do the next 10 minutes, basically.
Yeah.
And so I couldn't go, I couldn't do an ice plunge. I couldn't go to a chalet break in Norway and have hashtag self-care weekend. So I was like, what are the treasures? What are the keys? And so once I researched that for myself, I felt like I can't not share this.
Yeah.
So I did in my book, What's Out Now.
So how long did it take to write it, and when did you?
Well, years, really. The research took a good 6-7 years. And then when I got my diagnosis a few years ago, I then sort of amended my story a bit. And then I met my now husband and thought, I've got to put a little bit of the love story in it. So it just sort of took a while.
Yeah. So just let's go back a little bit and remind me of the diagnosis, because, I mean, it was probably about the age of 15 when you felt like something infected you.
Yeah. I got a bug that felt like flu when I was about 14, 15, when I lived in America. My father was working out there. And then since then, I just never felt well. I joined the dots now, but I never felt well since I was about 15. I had really weird neurological symptoms. I felt dizzy, sort of double vision, just loads of really weird things. Just felt like I had flu all the time. Yeah. And then over a lifetime, when we all experience difficulties and then we get ill, even a cold, my immune system just couldn't cope with it. I was just more and more run down. And each day was like wading through treacle. So eventually I found out that it would have been Lyme disease that I got then, but it was just not an acute version of it. And so it was reactivated constantly in the body. Any other virus I got just accumulated. My immune system was disordered. So you then end up with a kind of ME picture of fatigue-based condition.
Which is hard enough when you are just on a day-to-day basis. But when suddenly you write the sitcom and you hit gold and you're working every day, the God sends, that must have been so debilitating because like you've got to get out of bed every day and do it, right? And then it's not just filming it, you've got to write it, then they've got a pressure to programming it. And then all the other opportunities come when it's a success.
Yeah, by then, I mean, sort of sadly in a way, I kind of got used to getting up, feeling rough and just going, just got to keep going because no one was saying what was wrong or how to manage it. So I was used to being really strong and brave and just keeping it to myself and keeping going. But the sadness for me was I didn't looking back, I didn't really enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like I'd often be in rehearsals and I'd look at a glass of water and think, I can't find the energy to get my arm to lift.
Gosh.
That's what fatigue is like, which I share not for sort of self-pity or woe is me at all, but just for all the millions, sadly, living with fatigue-based conditions. Because we all get tired, right? So when you say fatigue, you think, no, it's literally I don't know how to move. So I feel sad I couldn't really enjoy it. But I managed it all right.
Did you talk about it to anybody?
Not
Did your
really.
friends and family know?
No, because when you're sort of just keeping on, which I think so many of us do with long-term conditions, whether that's a difficult relationship, whether it's whatever, you feel like you get into that, I suppose, quite English way of I mustn't keep complaining, or you don't know how to ask for help as well because you don't know what you're asking for help for.
Yeah.
And if you say to someone, I don't feel like I can pick up my glass, you think you're going to sound like a diva, or they're going to like, you what? Just have a drink, love.
Yeah.
It's mad, isn't it?
So you get stuck,
Because the dial has shifted so much with so many things in the last 10, 15 years, you know, we're on the right side of progress. You don't feel like this is particularly talked about even now. You know, this is a very valuable book in many ways.
Oh, thanks.
And just to have the conversation, because there must be so many people out there.
Yeah, and also I think it applies. I mean, obviously what I went through was a chronic illness, but I think it applies. I've had loads of friends saying to me, gosh, this really resonates. There's little things like how often we say sorry and how all these little things, micro things that are exhausting, or just what vulnerability actually is. I thought I was quite good at vulnerable because, you know, I was a silly creative and kind of happy to fart in public, whatever. Isn't that being vulnerable? Turns out that's part of me, but I was terrible at asking for help.
Yeah.
I just didn't know how to do it. I was like brought up with you're independent and strong, you do it yourself, you want a job done, get it done yourself, you know, all that sort of thing. So learning to be really fragile and go, oh, that is part of what being a human is. Also, I still think we're not brilliant at that.
No.
Yeah.
Also,
and
who,
so that's
who to ask as well, right?
Who to ask, who's your trusted people, how many... I was then a terrible oversharer. I'd then tell everyone, go, no, that's not right. So it took a lot of... So that's sort of what the book is, was how to be more honestly myself. So I can be the comedian and the silly one and the oversharer and the windbreaker.
Yeah.
But now I can also be vulnerable and honest and have a little weep and go, actually, do you know, I'm just a really highly sensitive person. I need this much sleep. I don't like socialising very often. This is me.
Yeah.
And it feels amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so happy for you, honestly. And the fact that you are so vulnerable in the book is going to help so many people. But that is thanks to Selena Gomez, isn't it, a little bit? The fact that she shared...
Well, so it's mainly about me.
It's her to thank, though, isn't it?
Well, I went through a moment of going, I don't think I can put that, I just don't feel strong enough to be vulnerable to put that out there. Does anyone really want this? But is it going to help? I had a real wobble. Watched Selena's documentary, and she's been through so much, and obviously a fame at such a young age and all her health problems. And her documentary, I was just like, I was weeping going, I feel heard. So if one person can read it and go, I've felt fatigued since I was 15 too, then...
And before we let you go, you're watching Strictly. How's she doing, Sarah?
Oh my God, I'm obsessed, my friend.
I'm loving all the advice you're giving her.
Yeah, I'm head choreographer. Vito has given in and realises that he needs to listen to me. So I'm head choreographer.
Your Monday morning routine.
I'm also not doing a book tour. I'm campaign trail. Come on, Hadders.
Come on, Hadders.
She actually gave you some advice for being on this morning. So here's Sarah with a little bit of advice. Here you go.
Hi Miranda, we want to thank you so much for all your advice and all your tips.
However, now you're on this morning, and we've just done it now, and I'm just going to give you this really heartfelt advice.
Yeah.
Just be yourself.
Because you are amazing.
Be yourself.
Be yourself, and we love you.
Be yourself.
Be yourself,
Very
Miranda.
good. I mean, they ran that home, didn't they? I think they got stuck on be yourself. Yeah. Well, that's what the book is. It's how to honestly be yourself.
Well, there is the book. I haven't been entirely honest with you. But what I want to know is, what have you done today to make you feel proud?
Loving your work.
You wrote a book.
Yeah, I done a book.
It's quite a lot.
And sat here and chatted to you, which is a great privilege.
Thanks, Miranda.
Now, you are staying for the phone-in, aren't you, Miranda?
Well, I'm staying for anything you want.
Thank you so much for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. We upload new content every single day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the morning.